lot of people might not know this, but this week, Trump's daddy actually, Trump's daddy actually flexed on him. It was interesting. It was interesting. Trump's daddy actually, did a thing, right? Trump's daddy was everywhere. Trump's daddy was everywhere, at least in my opinion, right? Some of you guys might think a little bit different, right? Some of you guys might feel a little bit different, but the way I see it, right? The way that I see it is that Trump's daddy, Elon Musk showed why he is the actual president. Hey, Alexa, stop. Showed why he is the actual president. And it was super interesting because, one, I have never, ever seen a situation where someone has been in the Oval Office and spoke more and over the quote unquote president. Spoke more and over the president. Like, that blew my mind. And for Trump to sit there, Trump sat there and he took it. Didn't say anything. Never tried to actually speak up for himself. Never actually tried to, impose himself. He sat there and he watched President Musk do his thing. Shelly Bell, you said, why am I begging for money? Get in the box, Shelly Bell. How about that? As a matter of fact, Shelly Bell, I'm going to go ahead and send you a request. I would like for you to come up here and tell me how I'm begging for money, Shelly Bell. Get in the box, Shelly Bell. Or are you afraid? The funny thing is, Trump supporters, they have no spine, right? They like to pretend that they're tough, just like their daddy likes to pretend that he's tough. But at the end of the day, you all are the same, and it's super interesting. It's super interesting. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 25,000 likes. Also, guys, let's get the shares up. I'm showing the shares are at 71 shares. Let's go ahead and get the shares up to let's get the shares up to 100 shares. Let's get the shares up to 100 shares. Trump supporters, where are you? Guys, tap the screen. I have the daily gift goal, which is the music notes. And I'm going to keep resetting to these little 1-cent goals so we can continue to build and get pushed out to the FYP. If you could, knock those out for me a couple of times. If we can actually get that done, then it will actually push us out to the FYP. Guys, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that actually supports Donald Trump, get in the box. I know. Listen, if I were a Trump supporter, I would be afraid to talk to me as well, right? I would be terrified because I have never seen a weaker man. I have never seen a weaker man ever. Donald Trump is absolutely the epitome of weakness. And for anyone that actually supports Donald Trump, you're weak too. Donald Trump has no spine. He has no testicular fortitude. He has no guts. He is bought and paid. He is a lapdog, and he does exactly what he is told to do. Donald Trump does exactly what he is told to do. And if I were a Trump supporter, I would sit back and say, wait, what happened to this strong man, this epitome of power that MAGA likes to talk about? Because for you to actually let someone take the thing that you cherish the most, and we all know how much he cherished being the quote unquote president. I mean, hell, he's been running for 9 years. And for someone to actually stand in the Oval Office and speak over you, and then not only stand in the Oval Office and speak over you, for him to actually meet with foreign leaders as if you're not there, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, and I don't understand how anyone who calls themselves MAGA or a Trump supporter or anything along those lines would be willing to actually still support this man. I just don't get it. But I also understand why MAGA refuses to actually get in the box. Thank you for the cake. I understand why MAGA refuses to get in the box, because MAGA understands that Trump has lied to them. Guys, you were all sold a bill of goods. You bought a lemon. Trump is a lemon. And you thought that by getting Donald Trump in the office, that you would actually have some simile of power. Not understanding that Donald Trump not only was bought and sold by multiple people, but Donald Trump was willing to sell you short as well. What's going on, Whiskey Gum? Donald Trump was willing to sell out MAGA. You said, what has Donald Trump done that's so bad? Get in the box. Get in the box, Charles. I will tell you. Charles, get in the box. I will tell you. Listen, MAGA, don't be afraid. Request up. Request up, and we can talk about it. I can tell you what Donald Trump has done that's so bad. I mean, you know it. You see it. I mean, whether it's the, what's going on, Olive? I see you over on YouTube. Whether it's the fact that Donald Trump is implementing more tariffs, or we can talk about the fact that Donald Trump has raised inflation. Yeah, I said it. Donald Trump directly has raised inflation. After talking about how much he was actually going to lower the cost on things, he was going to lower the cost of eggs. He was going to lower the cost of eggs. He was going to lower the cost of gas. He was going to do all of these things. But the simple fact of the matter is Donald Trump has done nothing but divide the country, sell out the United States citizens, and raise prices. Donald Trump has raised prices. W's in the chat for Jay. Jay sent a $10 donation saying, come on, Santana. W. Jay, thank you for that $10 donation. You are absolutely, absolutely far too kind. Thank you so much, Jay. Trump supporters, where we at? Where we at? Like, I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. Like, I see all of you in the chat. And it's funny. You know what the actual wild thing about Trump supporters are? Trump supporters are such cowards that they wait until they see another Trump supporter before they get enough courage to get in. So if there's one Trump supporter up here, then a second Trump supporter will come up. But the Trump supporters aren't brave enough to actually do it themselves. And I'm wondering, is it because you guys are just chicken shit? Or is it the fact that you know that you don't know things? Is it the fact that you know that you're not intelligent? I mean, hell, Trump said it himself. He loves the unintelligent. Trump called it out himself. He said that he loves the poorly educated. He absolutely loves the poorly educated. And I think that's why Trump supporters are afraid to get in the box. They're afraid to get in the box. Absolutely terrified. Is it Dar? Dar Scott.
Hello. I did not mean to request stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down. I appreciate you. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Share the live out. Let's see if we can get these Trump supporters up here. I don't know. I think that they're just terrified. I think they're scared of me. Again, you know what's funny? Like, I can see them. They're here. Even if they're not talking in the chat. They're here. Funny thing, Trump supporters. When you're in someone's live, even if you're not actually typing, we can click on a button and we can see who's here. We can absolutely see who's here. And so you can hide in the comments. You can hide. But when you have a name like, let's say, Trump 45 through 47, right? Trump 45 through 47. Like, I can see you, but you're not brave enough to get in the box. Trump supporters are terrified. They're terrified because they don't know how things work. They know if they actually get into the box, then they will be held accountable for their words, for their actions, for their vote. And they are unwilling to do that. They're absolutely unwilling to do that. So guys, I guess as we continue to wait for these cowards to actually get into the box, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. And if we could, let's knock out the gift goal, right? It's the little heart hands. Can we knock those out? And guys, last but not least, hey, thank you for the confetti. Last but not least, guess what's back? Guess what's back? Subscriptions are back. Coins are back. TikTok finally got their stuff together and got the coins and the subscriptions back. So if you were a subscriber and you're no longer a subscriber, you can now resubscribe. And resubscription comes with access to an amazing Discord. And guys, you're going to want to get into the Discord. We have so many wonderful things going on in the Discord. We have so much access to resources, so many great people. We have an amazing community, and you get the inside scoop as far as what's happening. And I promise you guys, I have a major announcement coming. And you can only get that information first via the Discord. Hey, thank you for the subscription. Who's that? I missed who it was. Someone went on to hit the subscribe. Yeah, you can only, oh, I see it. There we go. Thank you, Tariq. Guys, and if you are a subscriber and you were somehow kicked out of the Discord, remember, you can actually get back into the Discord by using your benefits and your subscription. All you have to do is click on the benefits and it will take you through the link to get back into the Discord. Guys, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Trump supporters, I mean, again, you're still here. I'm looking at you right now. I can see multiple Trump supporters, but they won't request up. You know what it is? Do you guys honestly know what it is? Trump supporters regret their vote. Trump supporters absolutely regret their vote. They absolutely understand that they've been so harmful, yet they're unwilling to actually admit it. They're unwilling to actually do anything about it. They would rather sit back in silence and let Donald Trump sell our country out. Sell our country. Donald Trump has sold the United States of America not only to Elon Musk, right? Because we can talk about all of these. We can talk about, President Musk, right? We can definitely talk about President Musk, but he is absolutely bending the knee to BB. For anyone to see his approach to Gaza and think that he is not bending the knee to BB, it's absolutely insane. He is willing to go to war with the rest of the world. The rest of the world just for BB. When you have North Korea, Russia, China, all coming out and saying, you can't do that. You know for a fact that you're on the wrong side of history. Bibi, who is Bibi? Bibi is Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu. Hey, Billy, I see you over on Twitch. How are you? So he's absolutely bending the knee to Bibi Netanyahu. He is willing to actually get the United States into another forever war after he talked about ending these wars, right? I mean, that was the whole premise of who he was and who he is, right? He doesn't believe in nation building and he doesn't believe in these forever wars. But now he's talking about going into Gaza and taking Gaza and occupying Gaza and forcing innocent Palestinians out and building a hotel. He wants to build a hotel. But I thought that he was the president of no new wars. I thought he was the president that cared about America first. If he was the president of no new wars and he cared about America first, then why is he so worried about Israel? Why is he so worried about taking? And it's not just taking Gaza, it's taking the Panama Canal, taking Greenland. Hell, he came out again and said that he wanted Canada again to be the 51st state. You can say that he was making jokes when he was the president-elect. But as the president of the United States, you're telling me that it's okay for the president of the United States of America to say that they want to make another country a state? No. W's in the chat for Kelly. Kelly sent a $1 donation saying, I'll pretend to be a Trumper to get someone up. Kelly, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Kelly. But listen, I can already tell if you come up here, you're going to be far too intelligent. Trump supporters are not that smart. You would give yourself away, Kelly. I promise you, you would not be able to hold up the stick. You wouldn't be able to do it. Trump supporters are not smart. They're not smart. They don't know things. They speak from a place of emotion. And I don't, dumb yourself down enough for that, Kelly. But I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. And if we could, let's go ahead and knock out the daily gift goal. It's the little heart hands. Again, it'll help push us out to the FYP. I think that we are not getting any push. So, guys, I need you guys to do all the wonderful things. I need you to tap the screen. I need you to share the live. I need you to knock out the daily gift goal. I need you to send your daily heart me if you have not sent it. It's only one coin. It's only one coin, and it helps boost the live. And if you have not heard, TikTok finally got their stuff together, put TikTok back into the App Store, Apple and Play Store. And so what that does is open the subscriptions back up. So if you were a subscriber, if you were someone that was a subscriber, you now have the ability to resubscribe. You can resubscribe. You can get access back to the Discord. You can get access to all of our amazing resources. You can get access to a Fast Pass for late nights with Santana. And you can get exclusive information for everything that's happening. And I promise you, there is something massive coming. When I say there's something massive coming, I mean there's something that none of you guys will ever expect. And it's going to be so good. Thank you for the cake. So if you're interested in getting that inside scoop and finding out before everyone else, make sure you're in the Discord. In order to make sure you're Discord, you got to make sure you're a subscriber. Guys, I don't know what the Trumpers, where are the Trumpers? Where are you? Why are you terrified? Why are you terrified? Is it me? Maybe it's not even necessarily that, Trump supporters, maybe it's not even the fact that they're hiding. Maybe they're just scared of me. I get it. I can be intimidating. Because when you talk about people who, people that have a lack of intelligence, people that don't know policies, people that don't fact check anything, people that actually refuse to learn or grow or exhibit any type of emotional intelligence, I can understand how I would intimidate those type of people. Thank you for the hard hands. I absolutely can understand how and why I would intimidate those type of people. Yeah, Billy, they absolutely know I would. Trump supporters absolutely know that I would school them, and that's why they're afraid to get in the box. They're afraid to get in the box because they're afraid of me. They know that they can't justify what Donald Trump is doing. They can't justify the Trump Justice Department, the fact that there's deals being cut. There's guys, have you heard this? The actual the AG in New York that was told to drop the case against Mayor Adams in New York resigned and released the information saying the reason why she was resigning is because the Trump Justice Department wanted her to drop the charges, even though there was no sufficient reason to drop the charges, because there was a quid pro quo. That's right. The Trump Justice Department has an agreement with Eric Adams in New York City that if the charges are dropped, then he would actually work with the Trump administration to help with mass deportation. I don't understand how you guys can accept this. I don't understand how you can be a Trump supporter and you can accept corruption at the highest level. I just don't get it. For the party that used to be law and order, for the small government party, for the fiscally responsible party, you have the United States government doing things like spending $400 million on those ugly ass cyber trucks. Why is the United States government spending $400 million on cyber trucks? You know what's funny? Trump supporters love to say, oh, Elon Musk, him running Doge, he's doing that out of the kindness of his heart. He's doing that out of the kindness of his heart. He's being paid. He's absolutely being paid. He's absolutely being paid. But Trump supporters, get in the box. Listen, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. And I mean, it's not much of a debate if a Trump supporter won't get in the box. I know you guys are terrified. I know it's scary. It's spooky. But get in the box. You can't defend them. You can't defend them. You cannot defend them. And you know it. That's why you refuse. You see gas prices are going up. You see grocery prices are going up. You see countries turning their backs on us. He's Putin's puppet. He's absolutely Putin's puppet. He said that they're officially going into negotiation talks with Russia. How is the Trump administration going into negotiation talks with Russia on the behalf of Ukraine and taking a position of weakness? Someone help me understand that. Someone help me understand that. How is it that the United States is going into negotiations talks with Ukraine, or on the behalf of Ukraine with Russia, from a position of weakness? It doesn't make sense. But that's what you get. That's what you get with Donald Trump. That's the best that you can get. The best that you can get with Donald Trump is him selling you out. Donald Trump selling out Ukrainians. Donald Trump selling out Palestinians. Donald Trump selling out Canadians. Most importantly, Donald Trump selling out United States citizens. going on, Dan? Donald Trump has sold out the United States of America. And he has done all. Listen, we've talked about Musk. We've talked about Bibi Netanyahu. We've talked about Putin. Let's talk about the Heritage Foundation. And Trump supporters get in a box. I mean, listen, it's not much of a debate if Trump supporters won't get into the box because, guys, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debate with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Get in the box. If you're not a Trump supporter, keep tapping the screen. Tap the screen, share the live out, knock out the daily gift goal, which are the little tiny dinies. Do all the wonderful things. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box because the next thing is the Heritage Foundation. He's definitely the Heritage Foundation's whore, right? The simple fact of the matter is Donald Trump, you know what? Trump supporters at the highest level tried to gaslight us. Trump supporters at the highest level tried to gaslight us and tell us that Donald Trump knew nothing about Project 2025. Trump supporters tried to tell us that Project 2025 has nothing to do with Donald Trump, even though Donald Trump talked about it himself, right? He talked about the plan. He absolutely spoke to the plan that was in place. And then he had a hand-picked vice president. A hand-picked vice president from the Heritage Foundation, J.D. Vance. And as soon as he gets elected, and as soon as he walks into the White House, he signs a slew of executive orders, 200 some odd executive orders. And those 200 some odd executive orders, almost all of them in some way, shape, or form, are connected to Project 2025. He talked about how there was not going to be a national AB ban. But certain Republican members of Congress have already proposed a bill, including removing the morning after pill, right? They're working to dismantle the Department of Education, which was clearly spelled out in Project 2025. They're working to actually do mass deportation, clearly spelled out in Project 2025. Donald Trump made a deal with the devil, right? Donald Trump made a deal with the devil. His first term, the deal with the devil was, if you make me president, I'll overturn Roe. And so the Heritage Foundation used all of their influence and influenced religious leaders, Christians, and got them to support a heathen, a despicable man. And as soon as Donald Trump had the ability, he added 3 Supreme Court justices, 3, who all 3 of them lied and said that Roe had precedence and that Roe wouldn't be touched. And as soon as they had the opportunity, after under oath saying Roe is the law of the land and Roe wouldn't be touched, they immediately overturned Roe. That's what the Heritage Foundation wanted. That was his first term. The second term, they want Project 2025. And Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to enact Project 2025. So when I talk about how he's the Heritage Foundation's whore, I absolutely mean it. I absolutely mean it. I mean every single word. And there's not one Trump supporter that can dispute that. There's not one Trump supporter that can push back on it. There's not one Trump supporter that can tell me that I'm lying. Because it's the truth. And last but not least, let's talk about how Donald Trump has billionaire bosses. We know that Donald Trump is going to do nothing if not grift, right? We know that Donald Trump is going to do nothing if not look for a way to scam and enrich himself. And you have all of these tech giants willing to do whatever it takes to curry favor with Donald Trump. Why? Because I said most of his executive orders directly were connected to Project 2025. You know, the ones that weren't connected with Project 2025 in some way, shape, or form directly benefited corporations. Yeah. Donald Trump directly benefited corporations with his executive orders. Also, they submitted the new budget proposal. Surprise, surprise. Another $4 trillion in debt, more tax cuts for the ultra wealthy, more benefits for the people that don't need said benefits. But of course, nothing to help the average everyday American. Nothing to benefit the normal person. But he wants tax cuts. He wants tax cuts for Elon. He wants tax cuts for Mark Zuckerberg. He wants tax cuts for all of the corporate entities. But he refuses to help out the average everyday American. They want to actually cut $800 billion. Hey, look at the goggles. That was cool. They want to, thank you for the VR goggles. They want to actually cut $800 billion out of Medicaid. That's the entire budget. They want to cut the entire budget. They want to reduce SNAP benefits by 20%. So the people that rely on SNAP benefits, those people who are lower income that need access to food, they want to take that access away from them while cutting taxes for Trump's billionaire bosses. while adding another $4 trillion to the United States debt. And don't get it twisted. The purpose of Doge is to find a way. Thank you for the heart me. The purpose of Doge is to find a way to keep them under the debt ceiling while passing tax cuts. So that's why they're willing to sacrifice U.S. aid. Thank you for the star. They're willing to sacrifice government funding in order to be able to cut taxes for the ultra wealthy. So I know it seems like I'm yelling into the wind, right? I know it looks and it feels like I am yelling into the wind, but it's more so because Trump supporters are terrified. I don't know if they're terrified of me or they're terrified of the FO. FAFO. Because the fact of the matter is, we know Trump supporters are selfish. We know Trump supporters, when they voted for themselves. I spoke to so many Trump supporters, and the thing that they said over and over and over and over was I, me, my wallet, I, me, my wallet, I, me, my wallet, over and over and over. And now Donald Trump is directly impacting them and their wallet. And Trump supporters no longer have any type of excuse to combat that. Trump supporters no longer have the ability to push back on anything because they don't have any substance. The one thing that they actually they said that they were voting for him on, that he ran on, was benefiting them. And now they realize that he's not going to benefit them. Well, surprise, surprise, we've been telling you this entire time. We explained to you the billionaire grifter, the man that's been rich his entire life, the man that has had shady business practices, shafting contractors out of money, jumping through as many loopholes as possible to make sure that he doesn't pay any type of taxes. The man that has been abusive in multiple ways. We warned you, Trump supporters, that he doesn't care about you. Hell, he warned you. He warned you. Donald Trump, out of his own mouth, told Christians, I don't need you. I just need your vote. Donald Trump looked into a crowd of his supporters and told them, I don't need you. I just need your votes. And Trump supporters turned around and said, this man cares about us. He's a man of the people. He's someone that's actually going to protect us. At this point, I don't even blame Trump. I don't even blame Trump. It's not that Trump was just such a great con artist. It wasn't a sleight of hand. It wasn't that Trump was just so smart that he outfoxed 77 million voters. It wasn't that. Donald Trump did and said everything possible to not get elected. He doubled down on the racism. He doubled down on the sexism. He doubled down on the classism. He doubled down on all of the things. And not once portrayed himself as a good person. Not once portrayed himself as someone who had a plan. Not once actually portrayed himself as someone that was going to do something beneficial for the average American. And 77 million people still voted for him. That doesn't speak to Donald Trump. That speaks to the unintelligent Trump supporters. That speaks to the fact that Trump supporters are bootlickers. Trump supporters are MAGA cultists. Trump supporters are willing to accept racism, sexism, classism. Trump supporters actually want oppression. They want to be oppressed. Trump supporters want to be oppressed. That's why they voted for Trump. They're also hateful and ignorant. They're absolutely hateful and ignorant. Because for them, if it comes down to actually voting for an intelligent, qualified, powerful Black woman, or a lying, draft dodging, con artist, bankrupt casino owner that has lied over 30,000 times during his first term, caused over 1 million Americans to lose their lives, told people to ingest bleach, tried to overthrow the country, been convicted of grape, held civilly liable, with 34 felonies. They looked at those two candidates. They looked at those two candidates and said, yeah, I want this guy. Screw this Black lady. Can't see who that was, but thank you for extending your subscription. Thank you, guys. Yeah, if you don't know, subscriptions are finally back. TikTok finally got some of their stuff together, so you can recharge coins now. You can get subs again. You can actually resubscribe. So if you were a subscriber, you got kicked out of the Discord and all this other stuff, let's go ahead and get our subscriptions back up. please, 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 if you are, there looks like there's a couple of people that are close to subscriptions being lost and all this other stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the subscriptions back up, guys. Get access back to the Discord. Again, I have something massive, massive, massive coming. When I tell the Discord what's happening, But we can't forget about him being the Heritage Foundation's whore. We can't. Because he is doing everything in his power to actually reenact Project 2025. He's trying to hold up his end of the bargain. He's trying to make sure that Project 2025 is in full effect. But guys, let us not forget that he always has to answer to his billionaire bosses. Always. We will never forget that. Absolutely not. But Trump supporters, I need you in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. This is Sparring with Santana 101 debates with Trump supporters. And yeah, I need to hear from you. Again, I think you're terrified. I think you're scared. I think you have buyer's remorse. I think for sure you guys have buyer's remorse. I'm pretty sure of it. Is it Oda?
Odd.
It's what?
Odd.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Alexa, stop. You said you are?
Yes.
Okay, did you vote for Trump?
I cannot vote, but I do support him. I think he's great.
Oh, okay. Hey, why are you guys so worried and trying to steal our fascists from us? Like, you don't have your own fascism. What country are you in?
I'm from Israel.
Okay,
You're
so
from
you
Israel.
But you also talk about my country.
I get it.
It's fine.
I get
it
it.
would be
Liz, are you a Trump supporter?
$37 for Thursday, March 6th, and $148
Hello, Liz?
for Friday, March 7th.
She is
Liz?
ordering pizza.
$49.95 a night plus tax. And then a $15
Enjoy your
cost.
pizza, Liz.
I don't know what was happening. So you're in Israel, and so that's why you love Trump, because Trump is bending the knee to Bibi. That's what it is.
What do you call bending the knee?
He's kissing Bibi Netanyahu's ass. He's giving Bibi Netanyahu whatever he wants. You like that. You like the fact that he's willing to give Bibi Netanyahu and Israel whatever they want. That's why you say you support him.
Forgive me, I'm kind of sick. But
yeah, you gotta definitely be sick if you're a Trump supporter.
A quick comparison between Biden and Trump.
Why are we talking about Biden? Who's the president? I don't know if you know this. I know that you're not in the country. I don't know if you know this or not, but Joe Biden is the president.
Biden was the previous president, I think.
Yeah, but who's the current
comparison between the current president and the previous?
Who's the current president?
Is absolutely fine. So can I make this comparison?
I'll allow it.
Thank you. So one of the first things that Biden ever did in office is remove the Houthis from the list of designation T groups. By the way, they have the literal words, you can check it out, unalive into America on their literal flag.
Mm-hmm.
He reintroduced funding to UNRWA, that it's basically a terror organization. They also had a part in the October 7 massacre.
Mm-hmm.
And even after October 7, he didn't really defund them completely. He gave $52 million to the Palestinian Authority that still has the pay-to-slave program, even though they said that they removed that. By the way, they said that they removed it only after Trump got in office. Ask yourself why. So Biden was a complete disaster.
I don't give a shit.
Everything
Joe Biden is the president. Now do Trump.
Yeah, I like Trump.
I know you do.
Biden
that's why you're sitting here.
That's
why you're sitting here trying to disparage Joe Biden while actually glazing Donald Trump. Again, Trump is our fascist. Find your own, and which is funny because you have your own fascists in Bibi Netanyahu. You have your own fascists already in Bibi Netanyahu. Why are you in our country and our life worried about our fascist?
First of all, if you're going to put the prime minister of my country on your poster, I think it's okay for me to criticize both ways, right?
Hey,
like you can criticize me, I can criticize you.
The only reason that you're up here right now, is because I said I'll allow it. I normally don't
Okay,
even talk.
thank you for
Listen,
the
I
gesture.
normally
What
don't
do you
even
want me to
speak to
say?
people that don't live within the United States. I mean, genuinely. The only reason I allowed you to continue to speak is because I want to understand what's the fascination for people who aren't in the United States, for those people to support Donald Trump. It's mind-blowing. Especially when you talk about the simple fact that Donald Trump is harmful to other countries, but he's not harmful to your country, right? Because again, your country falls on this list. Him bending the knee to Bibi. That's why you're here. You're proud. You're proud of what Donald Trump is doing. You're proud that Donald Trump.
I welcome you to talk
You're
about it. I
absolutely
think
proud
you're
that Donald
well, but
Trump. You're proud that Donald Trump is trying to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
So this is a moral argument, but it's a moral argument that I think that you're
It's a factual
simplifying
argument.
quite a lot.
It's a factual argument.
It's a moral argument. Let me talk about it.
It's a factual argument, and no, I'm not going to let you talk about it.
Because
Genuinely,
you
I don't
can't
give
debate this. Like you have no idea what you're talking about.
Genuinely and very disrespectfully, I don't give a fuck about your opinion on Gaza.
So why did you
I already
even
know
look
what
me
you're going
up?
to say.
Like you make no sense. Like you're being
I
extremely
already
rude,
know
but
what
you
you're going to
don't make
say.
any points.
I already know what you're going to say,
disgusting.
and I don't care to hear you try to justify the G side. I have no interest in that. So you can stick to talking about Trump, but don't
make
I don't want to hear you try to justify
stupid,
a G side.
slogans and shit.
I have no interest in hearing you trying to justify a G side at all.
Brother, we can talk about Gaza, we can talk about the conflict, we can talk about everything you want. You don't want to talk about it, just drop me.
I don't want to hear you try to justify a G side. No, I have no interest in it. Stick to Trump.
Did you know that that age group literally unalived the 14 years old
again, I
boy
don't give a shit
Palestinian.
about your justification
So the age group literally
of your
unalived
G
Palestinians on a
side.
daily
I
basis.
don't
You don't
care.
fucking care, dude.
I need you to hear me when I
So
say
don't give me
this.
this shit
I
that
need
you're
you to
coming
hear
from
me when I
some
say
kind of
this. I
humanitarian
don't
side of
care
this. You're
about
not.
your reasons why you think it's okay for the Israeli government to unalive innocent people. I don't care.
Age group literally unalived the 14-year-old
I'm talking about
Palestinian
your
yesterday.
government
They unalive
unaliving
Palestinians
innocent
on a daily
people and
basis. You're
you
absolutely
backing
kind
it.
of shit.
I don't care. I don't care.
Of course
I
you
don't care.
because you don't care about age group unaliving
I
Palestinians.
don't care.
You don't give a shit
Bibi
about Palestinians to
Netanyahu
begin
is a
with.
terrorist.
You're only using them as pawns to criticize
Bibi
whatever you
Netanyahu
want.
is
Like a fucking
Bibi
idiot.
Netanyahu and Israel should be on the T group list.
Again, you're using Palestinians
Bibi Netanyahu and Israel should be categorized as a T group and ostracized by the rest of the world.
Which is insane. It's literally insane.
Bibi Netanyahu
Those people
and Israel
on a daily
should
basis.
be
Nothing to do with
listed as
Israel,
a T group and ostracized by the rest of the world. Because that's what they are.
Can we have an actual conversation? You just want to shout random things.
I don't want to hear you justify a G side.
I'm not justifying shit, brother, and
that's what you're trying to do.
If you actually want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation.
Sure, move around then. Move around. Go back to the topic of Trump. Go back to the topic of Trump. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear you talk about what's happening in Gaza.
You literally started speaking about it.
I said that you like him because he's bending the knee to your prime minister, to Bibi. That's what I'm talking about. And yes, Trump is talking about actually occupying Gaza. Yes, I'm talking about that. Yes, I brought up the fact that Trump wants to do an ethnic cleansing. I didn't say, let's talk more about what's happening in Gaza in a sense of
but you are also
the actual people or the actual G side. You wanted to go back to October 7th.
Because you're not.
You wanted to go back to October 7th. We can go back to October 5th. We can go back to the fact of how Israeli people, we can talk about how the Israeli government has treated Palestinians, whether it's cutting off their food supply, cutting off their electricity, keeping them in an open air prison.
Do you know
we can
that
talk
North
about all
Korea
those things, but that's not what I was trying to talk about.
Operated by the United States of America. Are you against this blockade?
Yes.
Yes, you are against the blockade on North Korea.
I'm against the United States supporting Israel. Yes.
You
I
are
am
against
absolutely
the
against the
blockade of the
United States supporting
against
Israel.
North Korea.
I am against the United States
For
supporting
the love
Israel.
of God, just give me straight answers.
Israel,
Don't walk around it. Why are you so miserable? You can't even answer a
Israel and
simple
Bibi
question.
Netanyahu should be categorized as a T group and ostracized by the rest of the world.
You don't even want to have a conversation. I'm asking you a very direct question.
I keep telling
the United States
we can talk about
needs to remove the blockade on North Korea.
Read the
yes
background.
or no, for the love of God.
Hey, what does the background say? What does the background say?
What do you want, brother? Do you want to have a conversation?
What does
do you
the
want to
background
just shout
say?
round of shit?
What does the background say?
I don't care what your background said. I see that you're criticizing.
You know what? You're on
something.
my live.
I'm criticizing
So either you get to engage
Biden,
with the background,
and you're telling me it's not
or you
right.
can go. Listen, you can kick rocks with open-toe shoes. I don't care. I'm not gonna listen to you try to justify a G-side. I have no interest in that. So you can engage with the background.
Thankfully, there is no G-side,
or
so there's nothing to justify.
Exactly. You are a disgusting piece of shit.
You're disgusting more.
You just showed it.
Honestly,
you just showed exactly who you are. Again, I have no interest in hearing you try to justify a G-side. If you want to talk about the background, then we can talk about the background.
I can give you 1,000
If you want to talk about the background, we can talk about the background.
Do you want them?
Do you want to talk about the background?
Misfired rockets eating Palestinians.
Do you want to talk about the? Listen, I think that you don't understand how this works, right? I feel like you don't understand how this works because this is not a debate on whether or not there's a G-side occurring in Palestine. The answer is yes.
Insanely contradicting yourself.
The answer is yes.
Brother.
I don't want to hear.
You're contradicting yourself.
I don't want to hear you try to justify it or explain it away or tell me what is or what's not happening. You can engage with the background or you can move around. Would you like to talk about the background?
Yes, absolutely. You're saying they need to Bibi. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so let's talk about him bending the knee to Bibi. Why is it that Donald Trump is willing to deport people in the United States, students in the United States that are here legally on a green card that actually protest what's happening in Gaza? Do you think that's okay for him to kick people out of the country? When the United States is supposed to be about free speech?
I can give you so many videos, and this is how I know that you're a fucking anti-Semite, to be honest. Of so many videos.
I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Engage with the background.
Jews being harassed on college campuses and universities all over the US. Of course, you don't care about this, but this is happening. And you have a lot.
So you think it's justified? Welcome in, Parker Raid. Welcome in, Parker Raid. You think it's justified? You think it's justified for Donald Trump to kick people out of the country for freedom of speech?
Can I say that I'm going to unalive you and
hold on a second. Rose up. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Guys, this is Sparring with Santana 101 debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. We are only looking for Trump supporters, not friendlies, guys. We are only looking for Trump supporters. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen. Share the live out. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Katie. Katie sent a $5 donation saying, love you, Santana. Katie, I love you so much more. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Jesse. Jesse sent a $5 donation saying, this dude is anti-Palestine and won't accept new information. You know he absolutely won't. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. So if you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you want to tell me who's Trump's daddy, get in the box. I think after this week, Donald Trump has a lot to answer for. I think Trump has a lot to answer for. And if you are someone that supports Donald Trump, I need you to tell me what's really going on, because I'm confused. I'm confused how he could serve so many masters. And apparently, Trump supporters, you guys are okay with it. You guys are okay with Donald Trump selling not only himself, but the United States of America. Guys, W's in the chat for Hannah. Hannah sent a $2 donation saying happy Tuesday or Thursday. Thank you so much for that $2 donation. You are far, far, far too kind. Thank you for the heart me. Guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live out, do all the wonderful things to let the TikTok know that we're here. I'll reset the daily gift goal to the little pink heart puffs. The little pink heart puffs, if we can knock those out a couple of times, it'll help push us out to the FYP and get more traction. I think TikTok is doing something a little funny. So I need you guys to be active participants. I need you tapping the screen, sharing the live. TikTok finally fixed the actual coin thing, right? So now not only can you recharge and get coins, but you can resubscribe. Guys, if you were a subscriber and you lost out on your subscription, the time is now. Let's resubscribe. Let's go ahead and resubscribe, and you get access back to the Discord. You get access to a fast pass for Late Nights with Santana. You get access to a bunch of cool resources and cool emotes, all of these different amazing things. And I have something massive, something huge, something incredibly insane coming. And I'm going to drop that information in the Discord before I tell anyone else. So if you want to be ahead of the curve, if you want to know what's happening before everyone else knows what's happening, then I need you to go ahead and subscribe. All you got to do is resubscribe. And then if you're a subscriber, you actually click the link, click your benefits, and it allows you to connect to the Discord through your benefits. So you can actually get to the Discord through your benefits. Let's go ahead and resubscribe, get into the Discord, and you will be one of the few and first people that finds out what's happening. Big news. All right, so tell me more about how you think that it's okay for the United States to suppress freedom of speech.
Thank you very much. So if you have Students for Justice in Palestine, okay, putting out literal...
I'm not talking about in Palestine. I'm talking about students in the United States.
Of Jews, okay?
I'm talking about students in the United States. Focus on students in the United States, not in other countries. Jay, thank you for this subscription. You're awesome.
Students for Justice in Palestine is a United States group.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misheard you. I apologize. Go ahead. I apologize. I misheard what you said. Go ahead.
And they share and they give away and they end up posters advocating for murder of Jews. And I can show you some of them. I don't mind. Look it up. The information is out there, right? And if you have
wait. Hold on. Let me make sure I have this correct. Let me make sure I have this correct. So wait. Let me make sure I have this correct. So your thing is the group is advocating for harm to others, and that's why their freedom of speech should be limited. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It's literally
okay. Cool. Hey, so what happens when literal schnazis are marching through United States cities? Kelly, thank you for the subscription. What happens when literal schnazis are having parades and waving flags and standing on bridges? Thank you for extending your subscription. What happens when literal schnazis screaming the N-word and saying unalive to black people? Do you think that's okay?
They should be arrested as well.
No, they are not.
Why do you think
no, they are not. Not only are they not arrested,
should be. I don't know what is happening.
I don't care what you said.
Absolutely.
Listen. You said that they should be. I don't care what you think they should be. I'm saying they're not. The police stand there and protect them and allow them to express their freedom of expression or freedom of speech.
Okay, so does it allow to other people to advocate for violence? Like, I don't understand your position.
My position is Char, thank you for subscribing. W's in the chat for Char, guys. Char just became a subscriber. W's in the chat for Char. My position is you're advocating for students to be deported because they're speaking on a G side that's occurring, but yet You have
Did I ever
literal
tell you I want
Nazis.
people
You
advocating
have
for
literal
Palestinians
Nazis.
to be
You have literal
deported?
Nazis
I literally
who are
gave you an
not
example
only they're not
by
protesting. They're
students
not
for justice in
protesting
Palestine.
they're not protesting to stop a genocide. They're protesting because they believe in hate. They believe that this country belongs to white people, and they want to take that back. They want to spread their message, which is a message of hate. They threaten to unalive people, and there's nothing that happens to them. So you're okay if someone's protesting a G-side in another country. I'm sorry, you're not okay with someone protesting a G-side in another country, but you're okay if literal Nazis are in the United States marching
First of all,
down the
you're
road in the
extremely
middle of the
dishonest.
day.
Second of all, you're the hypocrite.
How am I a
So you're
hypocrite?
both of those things. Because one, you make statements about me that I never held. Okay, I even said outright that I think that both should be arrested and both should be prosecuted.
But
And then
no,
you're telling me
you
that I'm
no.
against people
You
protesting, which
said
is
that
also
you're
false.
okay.
I
You
give
said
you
that you're okay
information
with
about
those
people
students
putting
being
out
deported.
actual incitement
You
for
said you're
violence.
okay with those
I
students
didn't
being
tell you
deported, but there's
people
no
that are
action.
shouting.
There's no action behind the Nazis. And what I'm saying is you can say, oh, it should be, but it's not happening.
So if one group is not being prosecuted for whatever reason, it makes sense that the other group shouldn't be prosecuted as well. Like
It makes sense
I'm in the idea that if you have like any group
it makes
violence,
sense
it
if
should be
we're going to
arrested.
uphold freedom of speech. If we're going to uphold freedom of speech, then those people are allowed to practice their freedom of speech. That's the
So
point.
you are advocating for
That's
the
the point. My
Nazis.
point is,
Exactly what you said
there's
to me,
no
by the
way.
way.
My
You are a
point is,
hypocrite.
there's
You are
no way
insanely
that you can let.
hypocritical.
My point is, there's no
You
way that you
support
can let
Nazism.
Nazis actually protest. I mean, not even protest, march down the street, speaking hateful rhetoric and threatening people's lives.
But you are advocating for them not to be arrested. You are a
Students on
hypocrite.
college campuses don't have the ability to speak up on an injustice that's happening in another country.
Your position currently is that Yazis marching to the streets shouldn't be arrested. You are a fucking Yazi.
Jordan, thank you for the subscription.
Like, can't you see like the insane hypocrisy?
Like you're saying they shouldn't, but it's still happening. There's a lot of stuff that shouldn't happen, but it's still happening. My point is,
but your
you support a man.
Shouldn't be arrested.
My point is, you support a man.
You are advocating for
My
Yazis
point
not
is,
to be arrested.
you support a man that allows this duality.
Insane.
You support a man that allows both things to be true. That's the point. You support a man that allows both things to be true. That's a problem. So you talk about an inconsistency. Those are directly contradicting each other. And you support someone who allows that. And not only allows it, but amplifies it.
You are literally like you are contradicting yourself so many times.
How am I contradicting myself?
Well, you contradict yourself on your position in Gaza. You're contradicting yourself
how
now.
How am I contradicting myself?
Saying that both
Tell me how I'm
shouldn't
contradicting
be arrested.
Myself.
Okay, yet you are so again like you are literally supporting Yazis and domestic.
I'm not supporting Yazis.
Both
how am I supporting
Yazis?
I think that Yazis should be thrown in jail. Matter of fact, I thought that. Listen, the funny thing is, and maybe you don't know this because you're not a United States citizen, but I could have sworn that as United States citizens, we all had an open agreement that we punch Nazis in the face. Not actually put them in charge of Doge and then give them full access to the United States Treasury and all the other inner workings of the United States government. I thought that we used to punch Nazis in the face. I thought Indiana Jones set a precedence for us. So no, I don't support Nazis. I also don't support a G-side like you. I don't support either one of those things.
Random shit that you pay insane
I don't support either one of those things.
You're calling them Yazis. This is why nobody takes you seriously.
I don't give a shit if you take me serious or not.
You're clowns.
I don't care. Guess what? You take me serious enough to come up on my live and try to amplify your voice. You're still here.
Don't want to debate about it.
You know what's funny? You say no one takes me serious, but yet you're on my live to talk to me. I guess you take me pretty seriously. Because if you didn't, you would have been left.
If I didn't, you wouldn't be let
If you
up.
didn't
Like you
take me
wouldn't let me
serious,
up if I
if you
didn't take you
didn't take me
seriously out of the
serious,
court.
you would have left a long time ago. So do you want to admit that you take me serious?
Okay, so it's a major difference between
Do you want to
taking you
admit that you
seriously
take
and
me
actually want
serious?
to have a conversation. I want to have a
Do you want
conversation
to
with you.
admit that you
There
take
is
me serious?
this
Yes or
ideal.
no?
So
It's an easy
like we can
question.
discuss what is happening. You
It's
don't
an
want to, so you're always
easy
going to
question.
this diabolical tone.
Listen. I know it may seem complicated. I just need you to recant your statement before we go forward. I just need you to recant your statement before we go forward. Do you take me serious? Yes or no?
Seriously enough to have a discussion with you, but I think that
There
you're
we go.
extremely hypocritical.
Perfect. Thank you for that. All right, so now let's talk about it, right? Because I want to move past that point because I feel like, you're not even going to hit that point. You're not even going to engage with that point because you're so entrenched.
Which
You're
point?
so entrenched in your beliefs as far as what's happening in Palestine, and I want to get past that. I want to get past that.
Palestine is
I want
literally
to
a Roman
understand.
name, right?
I want to understand how is it that you could support someone who is literally putting the rest of the world in jeopardy?
Okay, if you actually try to make your point across and not just ask me loaded question, how does it make
Sure,
I'll
make my
the
point.
world in jeopardy?
Yeah, sure. Donald Trump is putting the world in jeopardy by removing the United States from the place that it currently is located within the world structure, meaning trying to destabilize the United States position with NATO, trying to actually undermine international courts, trying to actually remove, or not even trying, but removing the United States from the Paris Climate Accords and the World Health Organization, multiple international efforts that have been led by the United States that depend on the leadership and firm hand of the United States. Donald Trump has pulled them out of that and created a power vacuum where in other situations, whether it be via tariffs or losing out on US aid, you have other countries like China who are stepping up to fill that power vacuum. So Donald Trump is destabilizing a lot of the norms around the world that allowed us to progress because of his ego. How can you justify that?
Again, I have no idea why the US is supposed to basically pay every single one of the entire world bills. I don't know why they pay the majority of the WHO financing and the majority of the UN financing, the majority of everything. I think that Trump is absolutely correct criticizing it, especially when it comes to things like NATO. When they sign up a document saying they need to pay 2% of their GDP, and they haven't done so. So it's absolutely fine to criticize them and make them pay their fair share.
So you think that it's okay? Let me level set with you on this for a second. I don't think that there's any issue with criticizing other countries and holding other countries accountable. Again, I do think that there's an issue with putting the world in danger, or I know you don't care about this because you're not here, but putting United States citizens in danger. I think that's a huge issue. And doing something as insane as pulling out of the Paris Climate Accords, when we know that climate change is real. Fun fact, you might not know this, right? But fun fact, it snowed in Florida a couple of months ago. And again, I know you might not understand anything about Florida or whatever. It snowed in Florida. It hasn't snowed in Florida for over 40 years. At the same time, in the United States, while it was snowing in Florida, there was a wildfire in California ripping through the state that they couldn't control. At the same time, in the same country, you had snow and freezing, and you had a wildfire burning the state. Right after another state, North Carolina, had just been devastated by a massive hurricane. All of this happened within the span of 2 months. Oh yeah, you're right, Char. There was snow in Texas as well. All of this happened within the span of 2 months. Are you going to tell me that we don't need to worry about our climate? We don't need to worry about climate change?
Did they ever held this position?
Right. No, I'm asking the question.
Absolutely, you should be worried about climate change.
And so again, that's what I'm saying. When you support someone that's willing to actually, Donald Trump doesn't believe in climate change. Donald Trump has said that it's going to start cooling and scientists just don't know. Splits, are you a Trump supporter?
Sorry, I hit by accident. I'm so sorry.
Okay, no worries. I'm going to drop you down. Guys, tap the screen, share the live out. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get the shares up as well to 400 shares. Guys, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. If you are friendly, do all the wonderful things like tapping the screen, sharing the live. Also, guys, subscriptions are bad. We can resubscribe. Please, please, please consider resubscribing. We got 400 something people in here. We were almost at 500 subscribers when TikTok, pulled the rug from off and under us. So if you are not a subscriber, TikTok has finally fixed it. You can recharge coins. You can become a subscriber again. Let's go ahead and get our subscriptions back up. Let's get people back into the Discord with being a subscriber. You get a fast pass for late nights with Santana, so you can actually get up on the panel and join the conversation. You also get access to amazing emotes. If you're a subscriber and you're here, drop some of the emotes in the chat for me. Drop some of the emotes in the chat. You get access to amazing emotes, and most importantly, you get access to a wonderful Discord where we have so many resources. We have so much community, and I have something major that's coming. I have massive news coming, and I will be dropping that news in the Discord first. So if you want to join the Discord, go ahead and subscribe. All you have to do is click your benefits. And when you actually subscribe, if you click the star to your benefits, it'll give you the link to the Discord. It can get you into the Discord. I have some amazing, massive news coming, and I want to share it with you, but I'm going to share it with my Discord first. So if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and resubscribe.
So I remember what Trump said about
Oh,
COVID.
I'm sorry. One second. I meant to read this off. This is where I was. W's in the chat for Jesse. Jesse sent a $5 donation, tell him I said, gotcha. Kanye West voice. Yeah, I got him. Also, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. I apologize. Go ahead.
No issues. Do you support Kanye West, by the way?
Do I support who?
Kanye West.
No, not at all. Not at all. Kanye West is I almost lost him. Kanye West is a horrible person.
No, I absolutely agree with you. Anyway,
Kanye West is a trash person.
Absolutely, I'm with you. So when it comes to climate change, right? Trump said that the cure cannot be worse than the disease, right? So if you are trying to fight climate change, but instead of actually tackling the big industries or the factories that are making most of the bad stuff, because consumers, personal consumers, do like a very small amount of anything that they make a difference, but it's the big factories that are making most of the pollution and stuff, and it's especially true in most of Asia. For example, China is currently producing most of the world pollution. So if you want to fight climate change, it can't just be, okay, let's put as many stupid demands on consumers. Like, it doesn't make sense. You want to make demands on big factories. You want to advocate for different lifestyles, but you can't force people to act in a certain way.
I agree with you.
It certainly doesn't make sense to to do it for the consumer. And something.
I agree with you.
And I finish, okay? Like
No,
you
no,
can
no, no,
say,
no, no,
okay,
no, no,
let's
no. I
move
need you to
away
hear
from
this.
gas.
I need you to hear this because I think you're missing the point. I agree with you, but Donald Trump doesn't.
That's not true.
No, that's absolutely true. You know why it's true? Because Donald Trump is actively going through deregulation. He's deregulating multiple industries, multiple companies. He's giving companies the ability to pollute the water and air more. He's deregulated. The last time he was in office, he deregulated the meat industry, which caused an actual recall on boar's head meat because it was infected. Donald Trump is actively going through deregulation, and not just, oh, I want to say that you can use this form of a widget versus that form of no. Donald Trump is allowing companies, these big companies that you just spoke to, allowing those big companies to be able to pollute our air and our water and our grounds. So what you said, I agree with you. Like, you and I are on the same page with this one, but Donald Trump isn't on the same page with us.
He absolutely is. And you can give...
How? If he's deregulating, how?
Again, you are talking about such a bigger scope, like deregulation, okay? It can go to any industry. If you are trying to paint this picture that deregulation means more pollution, automatically you're just not making sense.
No, what I'm saying is Donald Trump,
it comes
the
in
picture
so
that
many
I'm trying to paint.
sectors,
So,
many
okay, let me
different...
clarify this for you. Donald Trump wants to allow companies to regulate themselves and determine what level of pollution they want to engage in. Is that clear enough?
No, because you're not making sense still. And I know that you think that you are, but you're not. So if you take a very large
cool.
sector,
So let's quantify
and
this.
you're
Give me a
saying,
second.
let's deregulate this specific sector. Okay, what does it mean about pollution? Like, there is no correlation at all. Like, you're not making any sense. But I don't even know how to tell you that anymore, because I don't feel like I'm speaking to a normal person. So if I can just give an example, because of what happened with gas and oil.
Hold on for a second. Trump administration rolls back more than 100 environmental rules. Here's the full list. Donald Trump actually rolled back regulations on air pollution and emissions, drilling and extraction, infrastructure and planning, animals, water pollution, toxic substance and safeties, and others. There's a laundry list of things that Donald Trump actually overturned, right? Like the Obama era fuel economy and greenhouse gas standard, which actually says that certain vehicles are not allowed. It's an EPA standard, certain vehicles that are not allowed to emit certain pollutions. Donald Trump rolled those back so they could allow those trucks to put out more pollution, right? He also rolled back changed the way for cost-benefit analysis to conduct under clean air and water, which makes it's the actual benefit of giving people giving companies not benefits, tax cuts for actually helping reduce air pollution. So again, there's 100 of them. The Obama era rule is called weekend, which reduces air pollution in natural parks and wilderness areas. Like, again, he rolled back 100 environmental regulations. Now, you want to tell me again how Donald Trump cares about the environment?
I started off, right, saying that what he said, right, I'm quoting him. He said that the cure cannot be worse than the disease itself. And I can give you a very good example, because what happened between Russia and Ukraine can be explained a lot by the EU dependence on Russian oil and gas. If they weren't dependent on Russian oil and gas, the Russia-Ukraine war probably wouldn't have started to begin with, because you had much more leverage on Russia. So it's a pretty complicated game that you need to play, because you need to even the field, right, between having decent regulations and still producing enough energy that you still hold all the cards and you are still self-sufficient and you are still sovereign.
You know what I've enjoyed about you
the EU
this entire time that you know what I've enjoyed about you this entire time that you've been up here?
Balance, correctly.
You know what I've enjoyed about you the entire time that you've been up here?
Please tell me.
Not a lot, honestly. But the one thing that I actually have enjoyed is watching you justify heinous acts or
what heinous acts did they act? Did they ever say that I like Russia? I fully
no, I'm
Ukraine.
saying for you,
it's
the
very
way that
easy to explain
the
why,
way that you
why
actually
the EU
twist
wasn't
yourself
capable
to
of
justify the way that you actually twist yourself to justify harmful acts is astounding.
Again,
so your thought process behind me your thought process behind me explicitly explaining to you how Donald Trump, I gave you on a macro level how he's harmful to the environment and the world stage by pulling us out of the Paris Climate Accords. And then I gave it to you more on a micro level with the over 100 environmental rules and protections that he rolled back. So I gave you the big picture and I gave you the small picture. And the way that you justify the things that Donald Trump is doing is by quoting the disease, the treatment can't be more than the disease. And then you pivot to Russia and Ukraine and you talk about foreign independence on oil. How about we just not pollute? How about we just worry about the quality of life? I mean, not even talking big picture when it comes to making sure that, wars aren't occurring. How about just little picture? We make sure that the companies within the country aren't dumping pollution into the ocean. Is that so hard?
Again, I'm really trying to understand, like, what exactly didn't you get in my position that you are always wrapping it around and talking about things that are completely different or misquoting
No.
me
I'm always coming back to the point. You tried to wrap it around to it. We were talking about pollution. You went to war. We were talking about pollution.
Again,
you tried to pivot and use war as an
example,
as a justification for pollution.
You don't agree with me. Tell me why you don't agree with me, but you just pivot. You don't even make a point.
You pivoted.
And then you misquote me.
I've been talking about pollution this entire time. You pivoted to Ukraine and Russia, and then the international stage being dependent on Russian oil. And you tried to make a correlation with those two. I'm right here still talking about pollution.
Of course they are connected. The reason why the EU, the European Union, became dependent on Russian oil is exactly because of this.
Okay, cool. So now explain to me how the EU being dependent on Russian oil has anything to do with Donald Trump rolling back environmental protections in the United States. Go.
Because Biden, okay,
No. Listen, hold on. Again, you already started. Listen. You already messed up. I said, maybe you didn't hear me, Maybe I didn't say it clearly. You said that the EU was dependent on Russian oil. I said, cool. Tell me how the EU being dependent on Russian oil connects back to Donald Trump, not Joe Biden. Donald Trump rolling back environmental protections in the United States. Go.
Thank you very much. In order to make sure that the United States doesn't follow into the same trap, okay, and becomes not self-sufficient anymore, and become dependent on other
You're not
nations
self-sufficient.
for their energy needs, okay, he needed to reverse a lot of other decisions that made you
That's not
produce
true.
less energy. What
That's
don't you
not true.
understand?
That's not true. That's not
It
true.
is true.
That's not true. You know why? The United States is actually drilling at such an incredible clip. So drilling isn't the actual issue. Drilling for oil, that's not the issue. The issue is that the United States can't refine the oil that we're drilling. They don't have the means to produce the type of oil that we need. And one major reason why we don't have said means is because during Trump's first administration, he sold 16 of our refineries, 16, including our largest refinery in Texas. So we don't have the means to actually refine said oil. So we're not, quote unquote, energy independent. I mean, we should be, right? But if we were, then that would mean that Donald Trump would put a focus on clean, renewable energy, right? So he would do things like amplify production and credits for EVs, which he didn't do. He got rid of that. So we're not energy independent. And so him deregulating does nothing to actually allow us to, quote unquote, continue to be energy independent. That doesn't make sense.
If you actually knew anything about this subject, first of all, you will know that EV is not the cleanest thing in the world.
I didn't say it was the cleanest thing, but it is in the right direction. Are EVs cleaner than gas? Are EVs cleaner than gas powered vehicles? Are EVs cleaner than gas powered vehicles? Yes or no?
Sorry?
Are EVs cleaner than gas powered vehicles? Yes or no?
Probably not from gas, by the way.
Fuck outta
They're
here.
probably not cleaner from gas.
Fuck out of here. And you're gonna sit here and say that I am not educated on the subject, but
You're
yet you're
absolutely
willing,
not
you're not
educated,
even
and if
willing
you
to
actually think
concede.
that.
You're not even willing to concede that EVs are cleaner than gas powered vehicles.
Okay, this must be a language barrier because I'm talking about natural
No.
gas.
I don't think it's a language barrier. I think it's an intelligence barrier
I
because
literally
you're
told you what the
unwilling to
language barrier
actually
is.
state
I
a
literally
fact.
gave you the information that you're lacking. You're talking about gas as oil.
I'm
I'm
lacking
talking about gas as
information.
natural gas. I'm saying that natural gas is cleaner than EV.
I said
Gas. You said gas, but you're meaning it in the American way,
gas-powered
aka oil.
vehicles, fossil fuel vehicles, cars.
Yes, you say gas. So this is why I got you wrong. You have natural gas.
What up, chat? What up, chat? What up, chat? Guys, if you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that supports Donald Trump and you actually have any more substance than the last guest, get in the box. Get in the box because that guy was for everyone saying, oh, he wasn't American. Yeah, I know. I absolutely know. He actually admitted it, but I was fascinated at first of why he was so worried about our fascists and why he supports our fascists when he had his own. He was from Israel. He has his own fascists. I don't understand why he's so fascinated by ours. And then he leaned into, justification of a G-side, which blew my mind. Listen, guys, I haven't even done the opening. Right? We've been talking for I don't know how long, and I haven't even done the opening. That's an interesting emoji you put in the chat. Christian, get in the box. That's a very interesting emote that you decided to put in the chat. Get in the box.
Oh,
hey,
hello?
Christian.
Hey, what's up?
Christian, why'd you put that emote in the chat?
Oh no, like free Palestine. That's fine.
And so to say free Palestine, you put a picture of a watermelon?
I know I thought that was like something that people use to avoid being censored from saying free Palestine. So that's the reason why I put that.
Am I tripping, chat? Yes. Am I tripping? It is? Okay. Okay, because I apologize.
So good.
I'll just say, be careful dropping watermelons in a black man chat.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. I didn't. No, I did not mean it that way.
I saw that and I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. No.
Okay. I'm gonna drop you down, my friend. I appreciate you.
Love you, Santana.
I love you more. Whew. Guys, that was I hear you. Listen, I'm glad. Listen, you got chat. I'm glad we're locked in. I'm glad that we're locked in because all I saw was a watermelon in the chat, and I was like, okay. I thought he was doing a racism. I was wrong. You learn something new every day. Christian, you're fine. You're fine, friend. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're absolutely good. Guys, if you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. Get in the box. Trump supporters, where you at? Where you at? Are you hiding? You're hiding. You're hiding. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. I get it. You know what? I'm not even like seriously, Trump supporters. I get it. Hey, Izzy, thank you for resubscribing. What up, Izzy? Trump supporters, I get it. PIB, are you a Trump supporter?
So this, I'm sorry. I did not mean to come up. I apologize.
Okay, no worries, friend. I'm gonna drop you down.
Okay.
Guys, I get it. I get it. Trump supporters, literally, there's no justification for who they are and who they support. None. That's why they're scared. I don't think we have any more Trump supporters. Are there any more Trump? Is there anyone that's willing to defend your Mango Mussolini, your Mandarin Messiah? Hey, how did Trump get punked by a kid? Did you guys see that? Donald Trump got punked by a kid. Elon Musk's kid told Donald Trump to hush his mouth, and then he picked his nose and wiped a booger on a Resolute desk. And Donald Trump sat there with that dumb look on his face and just watch it happen. I don't ever want to hear another Trump supporter say that anyone fears Donald Trump. When you have a kid telling Donald Trump to hush his mouth and wiping boogers on the Resolute desk, no one fears Paw Paw. And it was super interesting. They did a breakdown of how One, Donald Trump sat behind the desk and Elon Musk stood the entire time. And Elon Musk walked into the Oval Office. The Oval Office dressed in jeans and a t-shirt, while everyone else abided by the dress code, which includes wearing a suit. Hey, Joe, thank you for resubscribing. I don't want to hear anyone say that Donald Trump is feared. W's in the chat for Tyrone. Tyrone sent a $5 donation saying, I saw that shit, bro. Listen, it was wild. It was wild. W's in the chat for Jesse. Jesse sent a $3 donation saying, you may have to go MAGA hunting, bro. Listen, I might just have to do it because they're absolutely terrified. They're absolutely terrified. I might have to actually go get them. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. I genuinely don't want to hear any Trump supporters claim that Donald Trump is respected or feared. Because Donald Trump is not respected nor feared by anyone, including a child. Including a child. Yeah, he knows, Elon knows everything. Elon, that's the catch-22, right? That's the catch-22. You can tell by the look on, who's that? Cool. I can't tell who that. Color Me Blue. Thank you so much for the subscription, Color Me Blue. You are freaking awesome. Thank you for resubscribing. Guys, subscriptions are back. Subscriptions are back. So if you used to be a subscriber, please consider resubscribing. You get access to an amazing Discord. You get access to a bunch of resources in the Discord. I'm going to be dropping some major, massive news in the Discord soon. And the Discord gets the information before everybody else. So go ahead and resubscribe. You get access to the Discord. You get access to a fast pass for late nights with Santana. And you also get access to some amazing emotes. So if you're a subscriber, drop some of those emotes back in the chat. Drop some of those emotes. And if you used to be a subscriber, resubscribe, do all the wonderful things. Guys, W's in the chat for Izzy. Izzy sent a $3 donation saying, gotta know what you thought of the hot box last night. Oh, thought of hot box. My man was wild. I had so many questions and I had to go because I had like stuff to do, but Hotbox was wild. That was insane. W's in the chat for Kelly. Kelly sent a $2 donation saying, I would love to see you react to stuff like this. React to stuff like what? Like real-time reaction? I might do that. I might actually do that. W's in the chat for both Izzy and Kelly. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. Chris, are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
You are. Holy smokes. I've been waiting. Chris, I've been waiting for you all night. Thank you.
Well, here I am. You're welcome.
Okay, Chris, do you know who I am?
I've seen you on here a little bit.
Okay, cool. So you know a little bit about my guys. I know we've been here for a while, but we finally get to do it. Let's give Chris a proper introduction and let Chris know what this is.
Let's get ready to rumble.
You know, Chris.
Well, the best part about that is Linda McMahon was part of all that. Is that why you support that?
They can't hear you, friend.
Oh, I can't hear. Oh, why can't I hear that then?
Guys, tap the screen, share the live out. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. Guys, keep tapping the screen. We're almost at 100,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Let's get the shares up to 500 shares. Also, guys, let's knock out the tiny dinies. That's the gift goal. Let's knock out the tiny dinies that helps push us out to the FYP. We have Chris. here. Chris is a Trump supporter, one of the elusive Trump supporters, one of those people that are actually still putting their name on Donald Trump. And Chris, I got a question for you, my friend. Who's Trump's daddy?
I mean, I can't answer. I'm not going to answer it the way you want me to answer it.
Okay, well, maybe I should give you a little bit more of, a little bit more of information, to be fair. So, for me, it was always this answer,
apparently
right?
the little 4-year-old kid.
Holy smokes, I should add it. Maybe it is X.
Maybe you should add X up there.
Chris, before we even really get into it, like, let's be honest. Was that not a wild scene?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a kid. What do you?
No. I'm not even talking about the kid. Like, okay, you're right. A kid is a kid, whatever.
Sure.
But like to have an individual stand in the Oval Office, stand over the President of the United States, to not dress appropriately for being able to get into the Oval Office, but to also speak more than the President of the United States. Donald Trump said, I forgot the exact amount, but it was about 2,000 something words. Elon Musk spoke about 3,000 something words. Elon Musk stood in the Oval Office and took questions as if he was the President of the United States. We're not even getting into the whole debate yet. Is that not mind blowing?
Not really. I mean, Trump's been on stage with plenty of people that took questions with him. Bibi took questions. I mean, they've had interviews. He's had interviews before with other people.
No, and again, it's not that Elon took questions. It's not that. It's the fact that Elon owned the Oval Office while the President of the United States was in the Oval Office. That's not strange to you?
I mean, he let him answer questions. I wouldn't say he owned it. I mean,
you don't think so?
No.
Wow.
And I tell you, one reason I think that let Elon do something Trump don't like, and Elon will be the first one out of town. Just like
that's absolutely not true.
Yeah, but look at everybody here, all the appointees and people that he brought in his first term. They as soon as they didn't like something he did, as soon as he didn't like him, he fired him. General,
you're absolutely right. Now, name one of those people that he fired that paid $290 million to his campaign.
Oh, none of them, of course.
And there's your sign.
Yeah, but he don't need another candidate. He's not gonna need it again. So, I mean, do you think Trump? So you're saying Trump's loyal then?
No. What I'm saying is that
so
Elon Musk.
What
I'm saying is Elon Musk bought a presidency. He bought a presidency.
But the money's been spent. So
yeah, I hear you.
Unless Trump is loyal to that, Trump could turn his back on it.
Well, we know for a fact that Trump isn't loyal to anything or anyone.
Right.
But
correct.
But, and now this is just purely speculation, and I don't normally like to speculate, but I'm willing to bet that Elon knows where the bodies are buried. You know?
I doubt that.
I'm telling you, it has to be mutually assured destruction.
Keep your friends close, your enemies closer.
Yeah, I completely disagree with that, my friend. Completely. But so, okay, cool. Can you name another time, any other time, that there was someone else that took questions with the President of the United States in the Oval Office and overspoke the President of the United States? Any other time?
No.
And that's my point. That's my point. I promise you, like, I'm not even being hyperbolic. This isn't even about Trump right now, right? Because again, you have a point. Like him and Bibi Netanyahu, they did like a joint press conference. Both of them were on stage. Both of them were behind the desk. Both of them were answering questions. Like world leaders, they do that. Even if, they were like, even when, hey, what is that? That is awesome. That is awesome.
That.
Thank you so much for the match. Hey, thank you for the dart. Even if
Miss Michaela, who in the world?
oh, they sent it to you. That one, okay. You got a fan.
Right? They're liking. I think it's actually your folks. I think they did it by accident.
I think it was, but whatever. W's in the chat for Joanna. Joanna sent a $1 donation saying, "Love you, Santana. You're one of my favorite debaters on this app. I listen to you every night at work. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. That makes me absolutely happy to know that." Also, guys, W's in the chat for Shayla. Shayla sent a $2 donation saying they know damn well if it was Rihanna, a billionaire, standing over Kamala in the Oval Office, they have an MF heart attack. They're trying to avoid conceding. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Alicia, who sent a $5 donation saying, creators like you keep me sane, and then sent clap and hearts. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for that $5 donation. You're absolutely far too kind. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Yeah, so again, it's not even necessarily about Trump. It's about the fact that Elon Musk felt comfortable enough for some reason to own the Oval Office, the one place that the president of the United States has all the power. That's not weird to you?
I mean, that's the thing. Trump allowed him to speak in the Oval Office. I mean, I don't understand the big riff with that.
Okay, so I got a question for you. You voted for Trump, right?
I did.
Did you vote for Trump in 20?
Yes.
Did you vote for Trump in 2016?
Yes.
Who'd you vote for in 2012?
2012.
2012 was Obama versus John McCain.
McCain. I voted for McCain in that one. I voted for Obama in the first one.
Okay, cool. Hey, what did you think about Barack Obama's tan suit?
His tan suit?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. I mean,
you remember when Barack Obama wore the tan suit?
No, I don't remember that. I mean, was there a significance to it? I mean,
yeah, no. It was just him wearing the tan suit, and people on the right lost their minds, like collectively lost their minds.
Oh, no, people do that shit. I mean, it's just like when the government furloughed, when the government had the shutdown and they had to furlough people. I mean, I'm not far right by any means. I mean, I'm very much for like when people, like you'd see Fox News headlines, got the Obama's furloughed God when they had to shut down the government because they didn't pass a CR, right? So I'm in the Army, so on military bases, a lot of the civilian workers weren't allowed to come on base because they couldn't get paid, right? So by civilian workers not coming on base, that means some of the preachers and some of the Catholic priests and stuff could not, that we had to contract in because we didn't have enough in the military. They did not get to come on base. So then, so Fox News was like, Obama's furloughed God. He's stopping freedom of religion, which was obviously bullshit. It was just a result of the CR not passing. So I mean, I think there's enough things you can. I think there's enough things you can go after somebody on merit versus trying to make shit up. So I mean, I think there's enough.
No, that makes sense.
And that goes both sides. I mean, I mean, obviously, being disingenuous in that obviously is not ever helping. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. W's in the chat for Justin. Justin sent a $5 donation saying Fox had a field day with the tan suit. Fox lost their mind. They all lost their minds with that tan suit, guys. Cash Out, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. You said something that caught my attention and completely shifted me away from where I was going to somewhere else. You're military?
I am. I've been in, next month will be 19 years. And
first and foremost, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate you. Are you okay with an unelected citizen having more power than the commander-in-chief?
He doesn't. I mean, that's.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm fairly certain. Yeah. I mean, I guess can we really be sure? I mean, about anything? Honestly, I mean, 100% sure.
Well, and again, I know we just talked about this, and you said you didn't think it was a big deal, right? But I guess putting it in military terms, right? Could you imagine a drill sergeant and a master colonel being in the same room?
A drill sergeant and a what?
Master colonel.
That's not a real thing, but I think I know.
Or what? I'm sorry, I messed up. What's the
master sergeant, or
no,
colonel?
What's the? It's like the highest colonel rank or whatever.
Colonel for the army.
Okay, I thought there was like a master colonel. Okay, I apologize.
No, there's a lieutenant colonel, but they're a step below. A lieutenant colonel is a step below colonel.
So what's the step above colonel?
General.
Oh, okay. All right. I was wrong. All right. So let's say general. Let's say general. I apologize. Could you imagine a general and a drill sergeant both being in the same room, and drill sergeant talking over the general and actually controlling the conversation in an official capacity over the general?
The only way that would ever happen would be dependent on if they were a subject matter expert in a specific field.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way that would happen, and that general would 100% give respect to that person for the experience they have. I mean, but if the general, obviously, if the general said shut up or anything like that, of course, the general's always going to have control.
Mm-hmm. Did Trump seem like he had control of Elon while they were in the Oval Office together?
Well, he was sitting down. He was relaxed. Elon was standing up. People want to say there's a significance that Elon was standing over him. That's not. That's just. If he had put Elon in the desk, if Elon had sat down and Trump had stood back, and that'd have been a whole different story.
Now that's completely different. And
right. And I know you always say don't worry about the chat, but I figured it was going to come up, and everybody, the military would never take orders from Elon. I don't care what nobody says.
No, and that's not my that's not the thing. I'm not saying the military would take orders from Elon, but what I'm saying is that the commander-in-chief is falling in line behind a U.S. citizen, and that's not worrisome to you?
When you say falling in line, what do you mean? He's basically got him as almost like an advisor, like almost any other cabinet position.
Cool.
Every cabinet position is an unelected position.
Yeah, you're right, but they're also vetted. Elon isn't vetted. But so you remember back in, I think it was November or December 1 or 2, when there was almost a government shutdown?
It's happened so many times in the past several years, but what about it?
Wait, when was the last time that there was a government shutdown?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
Sure, it was when Trump was in office.
Okay.
There was no government shutdown while Biden was off.
Right, but that's due to Congress not passing a continuing resolution. That's got nothing to do with the president, really.
No, that has everything to do with Donald Trump and his bad negotiation skills when he actually pulls his strings and certain people jump when he says jump. And this is where I'm going with this, right? So the last time the government came close to shutting down, and it was, I don't know this, it was either late November or early December, but they came close to shutting down.
Well,
it
go back to the
Donald
first
Trump.
time it was shut down in recent history. The first time it was done in recent history was Obama.
Well, I wasn't talking about the first time. I just said when was the last time that just popped in my head.
I got you.
But my point was, with this most recent threat to shut down the government, Donald Trump wasn't the person to say, shut it down. You know who was? Elon Musk. Elon Musk tweeted out 70 times within 24 hours for the Republican Party not to pass the stopgap measures to keep the government funded. And after Elon Musk made his voice heard, tweeted it out 70 times, then Donald Trump chimed in and was like, yeah, shut down the government. And this was after there was already agreement in place by the Republican and Democratic Party. There was already a bipartisan stopgap put in place.
Right.
And Elon Musk wanted it gone. And so Donald Trump fell in line. And the Republican Party fell in line. And if it wasn't for them caving at the last minute, the government would have been shut down.
Right, which is what happens in negotiations. I mean,
right. And which, again, if it was Donald Trump charging the initiative, or even if it was the Republican Party charging the initiative, I think that's a different conversation. But it was Elon Musk who started all of this and caused it. Like no one, they agreed on the stopgap measure. Trump didn't say anything when they agreed to it. But as soon as Elon starts saying, nope, I don't like this, let's stop. And you know why they start saying they don't like it? Because there was no provision to actually end the debt ceiling. And they need the debt ceiling to either be moved or removed so they could pass another $4 trillion in tax cuts, which, surprise, surprise, the Republican Party, their spending bill has another $4 trillion worth of debt because of the tax cuts that they're actually looking to implement. But since they don't have that luxury of superseding the debt ceiling, they're doing stuff like proposing an $800 million cut to Medicaid, which that's the entire budget. After Donald Trump literally came out and said that there wasn't going to be anything happening to Medicaid. The Republican Party has introduced a budget that completely cuts all of the funds from it.
I mean, but a lot of that is just negotiation tactics. I mean, that's just bargaining chips. They're never going to cut.
Bargain though with? Why would you bargain with?
You bargain with some. That's like saying why would you hold? I mean, why would a T group hold somebody's family over their head because they know that's the hardest leverage they can get.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's the hardest leverage. I mean, because they know. I mean, it's just like people talk about VA. Why would somebody stick VA in a spending bill? Because then they can use that as leverage to say if it doesn't get passed, they're just trying to cut. They're trying to not fund veterans. They're trying to not fund veterans. Well, no, it's the other stuff. They're just VA just gets stuck in that. My question is, why don't they all go to single issue bills?
Oh, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, it's nonsensical because of the amount of bills that they pass. But I get the premise behind it. But listen,
they wouldn't do it because they can't get through other stuff that they don't that doesn't make sense.
But let's be real on that for a second. One, the government is slow as molasses, right?
Oh, for sure.
Can you imagine them trying to pass single issue bills? Like logically speaking, how the government is set up. Could you imagine that?
I mean, honestly, it's not working the way it's going right now. So I mean,
it definitely wouldn't work that way though.
Well,
like that's anyway. Listen. So your analogy is like, oh, why does a T group, threaten people's families and hold their families accountable? Yeah, I hear you. But the difference between your analogy and what Donald Trump did, it's not the T group holding someone's family accountable until they actually acquiesce to whatever they're saying. It's the T group coming out saying, we would never touch these people's families. We might do some other stuff. We might target some buildings, We might, hit some bridges. We might do all this other stuff, but we would never, you have our word that we would never, ever, ever touch someone's family. And then immediately, as soon as they start, the first thing they do is grab someone's family. That's the analogy. Donald Trump told us. Donald Trump himself said that Medicaid would not be touched. He doubled, he tripled down, he quadrupled down. He kept saying that over and over and over and over, that there was no way that Medicaid was going to be touched. It would be protected. And as soon as they actually institute the first bill, it's gutted.
But was it passed?
They have the majority. Why wouldn't it pass? And I guess that's a confusion notion as well. Like you're talking about a negotiation. Why would they have to negotiate if they have the majority? They don't need a single Democratic vote in order to pass it. Not one. So what do you negotiate? Are they negotiating against themselves?
I mean, because all the Republicans aren't on the same side. I mean, there's a ton of Republicans that don't support Trump.
Name one. But I'm sorry. No. I apologize. Name 5 within the House that don't support Trump, or name 7 within the Senate that doesn't support Trump, because that's what you would need in order to not pass it. Go.
I can't call them off the top of my head. I could look up. I'll look a couple.
I mean, you can, but the simple fact of the matter is they're not. There's not 5 members in the House that would openly defy Trump. And there's not 7 senators that would openly defy Trump. And the reason why you know this is because Tulsi Gabbard was confirmed.
Well, she was a Democrat.
And RFK was confirmed.
Yeah.
And your guy, Pete Hegseth, was confirmed. And it took a tie-breaking vote by J.D. Vance to get him confirmed, which hasn't happened in forever. But still, they didn't get the amount that they needed to actually say no to Trump.
Well, I just pulled this up from the Hill. 38 Republicans voted against the Trump-backed spending bill.
What Trump-backed spending bill?
This was in the one I guess the one you're talking about. To prevent the government shutdown and suspended the debt limit. This was in December.
Oh, that was a different. Yeah. That was a different house.
Yeah,
that was a different house. This is the new house. What is it? Are we on 119 or 120? Where are we? But it was a completely different one. Again, the actual split was higher for the last house. They have a slimmer majority now. It's 119th Congress, yeah. So it's a smaller split now.
But the point is, they still have to convince a few people. I know that the Republicans have the majority in both chambers, but they still have to have support.
I agree, but again, you use the point of reference as saying that it was a negotiation tactic, and I'm saying, who are they negotiating with? Why are they negotiating against themselves? That doesn't make sense.
Well, because the Republican Party is not. It's just like the Democrats. There's Democrats that don't support other Democrats. There's Republicans that don't support other Republicans. The majority of Democrats, can't stand AOC or Omar or Ilhan Omar. They know that they're too radical left for the majority.
I completely disagree with that one, friend.
Well.
I completely disagree because, again, what it really comes down to is not only has the Republican Party bent the knee to Trump, but you have billionaires, not just Elon. I'm trying to remember. I'll look it up, but there was another billionaire who came out and did the same thing that Elon has been doing, except she did it publicly, and that's threatening to primary any Republican member of Congress that didn't vote for Trump's picks. Specifically, she was talking about RFK. So now you have these billionaires threatening Congress and saying, hey, even though you're a member of Congress and you're supposed to represent the best interest for the United States citizens, if you vote the way that you think that you're supposed to vote instead of actually voting the way that I want you to vote, I'm going to spend a ton of money to make sure that you never have power again.
But isn't that what both sides do? I mean, isn't that the point of lobbyists? I mean, you got lobbyists doing it every day. You got, but that's the problem with Congress. I mean, there's so much money involved.
I disagree. I disagree because there's a difference between lobbying, and which I agree, right? Lobbying, absolutely. I think that money should be out of politics. Like, I get it, right? But there's no lobbyists who were coming out saying that they were going to primary a Democratic candidate if they voted a specific way. You have billionaires who are threatening members of Congress to primary them if they don't fall in line. You don't have an issue with that?
When you say primary them, what do you mean?
Yeah, meaning when it's the next term for them to come up and for a actual race, right? A Republican race, they're going to support the other candidate, the Republican candidate, and put all their money behind the other Republican candidate to make sure that the person that voted against Trump doesn't win another term.
Okay. But you don't think the Democrats do similar things, whether it's publicized or not?
Well, I can't recall an instance of that, but I guess the point that I'm trying to make is these billionaires are publicly saying this. They're openly admitting this. They're openly saying like, hey, this is what's happening. Like, that's the problem. We have an oligarchy. We have an oligarchy where there's billionaires that are now, not only are they rich, but now they have power. Elon Musk is the head of that snake. Elon Musk is the richest man on earth. And now he controls the most powerful man on earth.
I hear you.
But like, that's not mind blowing to you? Like, that's not, you don't worry about that?
I disagree that that's a true statement. Like I said,
tell me why. Tell me why.
Well, just like I said earlier. If Elon does if anybody does one thing he don't like, they're out the door. And to your point, he's not gonna be loyal to anybody in that perspective. So Elon gonna say what? I gave you $270 million 2 years ago to help you get here. He'd be like, yep, I got what I need for. If Trump's who everybody from the left says he is, he could just look at him and be like, you know what? I don't care. I don't need you anymore. I'm already here now.
But again, it goes back to the mutually assured destruction, right? It goes back to the simple fact that I am positive. And again, I don't normally like to speculate, but I am positive that Elon knows where the bodies are buried, right? Because this isn't new. Like, ever since Donald Trump was elected, Elon has been tied to the hip with him. Elon moved into Mar-a-Lago. Elon went on international trips with Trump. There's members of the Trump transition team who was irritated with Elon, who didn't like him being around, who didn't like everything that he was doing because he was taking over. So Elon not only set up an office in Mar-a-Lago, Elon has set up an office in the White House. Elon is a private citizen that now has an office in the White House. And you don't see a problem with that?
I honestly don't.
Holy smokes. So I'm tripping.
I mean, before in the last term, everybody was mad. Everybody was mad that he wouldn't listen to nobody. He wouldn't listen to advisors. He wouldn't do this. He wouldn't do that. And now he's got somebody he is, okay, just say he's being controlled. I wouldn't say he's being controlled by, but he's got somebody he's taking advice from. I mean, and really it's not, I mean, what advice is Elon giving him that he's went with? I mean, the only thing he's done is hired him. He's hired him to expose what money is being spent on.
And what is he exposing?
I mean, there's a whole.
What is he actually exposed?
There's a whole list here. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, pull up the list, and then let's talk about where the funds are actually allocated, and then let's also talk about the fact that Elon Musk has admitted that he lied.
Well, I mean, I haven't fact checked any of this. I mean, I have. Go off the.
I have. I would love to. I've definitely fact checked it, and I can go through it with you.
Yeah, I mean, here's. I'm just looking at the Doge.gov is what I'm looking at. So I mean, it's today's contract update: 167 cancellations with savings of 115 million, including a 2.2 million contract for HHS for equity assessments of existing program policies.
Okay, so that happened today.
Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah,
okay, fair. I have not actually had an opportunity to look at any of the ones from today. So how about we go back a couple of days? Can you pull one? Yeah. Can you pull one from a couple of days ago, and then we can talk about it, guys? While he's pulling that information, keep tapping the screen. Tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Let's also go ahead and get the shares up to 600 shares. Also, guys, we have the bracelets as our gift goal. The happy something day for the gift goal. So if we can knock that out, that would be actually super helpful. Guys, W's in the chat for Kelly. Kelly sent a $1 donation to say, ask Chris how he feels about Trump violating the Constitution. We'll get to that. We'll absolutely get to the fact that Donald Trump actively violates the Constitution, which is, Chris is a soldier, and so he actually took his oath to the Constitution, but Donald Trump is actually violating the Constitution. We'll get to that, Kelly. But guys, W's in the chat for Kelly. Thank you so much for that $1 donation. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Also, guys, please make sure you're following me on all the social medias, on Blue Sky, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Instagram. I am active on all of these platforms. I'm actually streaming right now, not only on TikTok, but I'm streaming on Twitch and I'm streaming on YouTube. And over the next couple of days, I'm going to be doing something super cool. This is going to be something that I have not done before, and it's going to be super interesting. I actually got selected to test out the servers for the new Elden Ring game, Elden Ring Night Reign. So anyone who knows me knows I love the Elden Ring game. And so I was actually selected to be able to test that game. And so I have it downloaded, I have it ready, and I'm going to stream that game. So if you are interested in checking out the new Elden Ring game before it's released, then make sure you're watching. I'm going to be streaming. It's going to be some funny times because they only give us like a 3-hour window. So I'm actually going to be hopping off soon here because it's a 3-hour window that starts at like 3 a.m. my time. So it's 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific, and I'm going to be streaming for 3 hours. And then I'll be streaming for 3 hours tomorrow evening, and then 3 hours on Saturday, and then 2 individual 3-hour periods on Sunday. And we're going to be testing the servers and streaming the game live. So if you guys want to check out the new Elden Ring game, make sure you're following me on all the socials, right? Twitch, YouTube, and make sure that you actually pop in while I'm actually gaming. So yeah. All right, Chris, you ready?
Yeah. Can I ask you real quick? Can you tell me what you were talking about? Where Trump is, violating the Constitution?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we know for a fact that he was the last president to actually violate the Constitution when he violated the Second Amendment. right, with his bump stock ban that was actually shot down by the Supreme Court. But he actually has tried to sign an executive order this term overturning birthright citizenship, which was deemed by the courts as a constitutional violation.
Right. So he signed an executive order that got paused and delayed, which basically, I mean, all that does is start the conversation. So there's nothing he done that violate him signing an executive order doesn't violate the Constitution. All it does is start the conversation when Congress doesn't act on something.
Him signing an executive order to end birthright citizenship, which is in the Constitution.
To define birthright citizenship.
No. He didn't try to define it. He tried to end it. You might say, you might say that, listen,
he tried to
you might say
clarify
that
one parent had to
no. You're trying to insinuate this is the cause behind it, but clearly in the executive order was to end birthright citizenship. Like I hear what you're saying as far as like, he's again. This is the thing that bothers me about Trump and Trump supporters, right? For some reason, you guys think that Trump is playing 4D chess, right? You guys think that for some reason Donald Trump is, using tariffs as a negotiation tool and threatening to take over the Panama Canal as a negotiating tool, and everything that he does, he's not really trying to do it. He's trying to negotiate. No, he's not that smart. And even the people around him are not that smart. They're just trying to do hateful stuff.
And I disagree. I can tell you, I'm not the typical MAGA supporter. I'm not a MAGA guy. I'm not. There's things that I find that I don't like about Trump. I mean, there's plenty of things I don't like about Trump. I'm not one of the one of the people that irritate me more than Democrats is the people that will blindly support anything he does, no matter how ridiculous it may sound. So I mean, I very much go out and attack them as well. So I mean, I'm not that guy. I mean, I don't have a problem admitting when I see something he does wrong, and I mean, there is things I've seen that I disagree with 100%.
Yeah, and I hear you, right? But like when I told you that he was actually violating the Constitution by trying to end birthright citizenship, your justification was, no, he's just trying to negotiate. That's wild.
He's trying to. I think what I'm saying is him starting a conversation to clarify it and to define it and to basically amend it, not and to actually seek an amendment. He's going to lose that. I mean,
so you think we should amend the Constitution?
I think we should. I mean, how many? That birthright citizenship one is an amendment, first of all. So
right. So, but now, today,
and that's been amended.
2025. Do you think that we need to amend the Constitution?
I think there's updates to be made to amendments. Yes.
So you think in 2025 we should be amending?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Your teacup. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, sorry about that. For some reason, I didn't realize my power source.
I mean, just for one example. I mean, I'm not opposed to any time. I mean, looking at and having conversations about things. I mean, just like there's reasons that amendments exist, right? I mean, I think birthright. I mean, me personally. I mean, I do agree. I think birthright citizenship should be there, but one parent should have. I think there should be clarifying that at least one parent must be a citizen already.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I'll say
what's
this.
wild about that?
I'll say it's wild that one, you're trying to actually use because the simple fact of the matter is if you really truly genuinely wanted to look for a solution as far as making any real adjustments to the Constitution, then he would do it in a bipartisan nature instead of actually writing an executive order that's going to be shot down in the courts, right? But
Well,
he's
there-
actively
there's three.
pursuing a violation of the Constitution.
Well,
But even
there's
more
three-
than
there's-
that,
There's
even
three
more than
branches
that.
of government. There's three branches of government for a reason, right? So,
but
three
he's not
separate-
okay. Cool. So you say there's three branches of the government for a reason. Why isn't Donald Trump adhering to judicial oversight?
I mean, I don't know of any federal. I mean, any federal judicial. I mean, what's the judicial oversight that he's not adhering to?
Donald Trump was ordered to actually pause the actual freezes to government funding and actually release those funds, and he has not done so. And multiple judges have come back and said that he is still actually going through those executive orders, even though the court said that he was not supposed to. And then it was followed up by Vice President J.D. Vance saying that the courts can't dictate to the president. J.D. Vance came out and said that the courts can't tell the president what to do.
I mean, they can, but they can't, so to speak. I mean, they can set aside and delay any order that he puts out there. I mean, they can't tell him he can't do things because, I mean, they are separate branches.
That's what the courts are supposed to actually uphold the rules of law. And if the courts are saying that the executive branch is violating the rules of law, then the executive branch is supposed to acquiesce.
Right.
But they're not.
But I mean, I'm not seeing what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about there. I mean, I know
I'm talking about
I know
the
that
fact
several of
that
the
Donald
executive
Trump-
orders have been.
I'm talking about Donald Trump passed an executive order. The United States court system said the order that you're passing violates the law. Stop. Give us time. Let's hear your side. Let's review the case.
Right, like the
Donald
birthright
Trump
citizenship.
Donald Trump said, I don't care what you're saying. We're going to do it anyway. The court said, Donald Trump and the Trump administration, you're breaking the law. You cannot break the law. And Donald Trump says, yes, I can. Is he a king?
Well, of course not.
Then he should actually have to acquiesce to the United States justice system, right?
I agree. Yeah, absolutely, he should. And he'll have to stand accountable for anything he does like that. I mean, history will tell that story. I mean, whatever. I mean,
you say history will tell that story. You know what I love about history? The actual breakdown of the word, right? His story. History is written by the winners.
yeah.
So I'll pose this question to you real quick, Chris. Let's say the mustache man, Hitler. Let's say Hitler was actually successful and he won. Do you think that history would look back at Hitler as a bad guy?
Probably not.
So if Donald Trump wins and there's no one to hold him accountable, then how can history judge him?
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but I mean, that's to say, I mean, in 3.5 years, I mean, somebody's gonna get elected. I mean, and he'll be out of the picture.
You do have Republican members of Congress that's actually trying to pass a bill so Donald Trump can get a third term.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, Supreme Court will have to approve that. I mean,
How would Supreme Court have to approve it if Donald Trump is setting the groundwork that the courts don't dictate what the actual executive branch does? So if Donald Trump is saying, I'm doing this, and the courts are saying, you can't do this, and then he doubles down and say, I can't do it, and he sets that precedence from the beginning, what happens in 3 years where Donald Trump says, I'm doing this, and then the court say, you can't run for president again, and he says, I'm just going to keep power? Like, I'm sorry, it bothers me because you guys act like that this is far-fetched. Like, I'm not saying that this will happen, but Donald Trump is actively showing everyone that he doesn't care about the rule of law, and he's going to do whatever he wants.
Right, but at that point, I mean, he would have to have a lot of support that to allow him to stay there. He would be removed. I mean,
cool. So who's gonna remove him? Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi, which one?
At that point, any of them probably would. If
Cool. So let's say the courts say you're in violation, and we're gonna send the U.S. Marshals after you.
I mean, Kash Patel. I honestly believe Kash Patel would stand against.
Oh, you mean Kash Patel, the man who literally has a hit list of people that he wants to go after for Donald Trump? Not even hyperbole, like literally, and he's admitted openly that he has a hit list of people that he's gonna target on behalf of Donald Trump. You think that he's gonna actually stand up to Donald Trump?
I believe,
or the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, someone who actually denied the 2020 election. You think Pam Bondi is going to stand up to Donald Trump?
If he was to do the things that, I mean, y'all are, I mean, you think that if he was to do what, I mean, what we obviously, I mean, what we don't think he would do, I mean, what you're saying that he may do, I believe they would, the same way Mike Pence did. Everybody said Mike Pence was a loyalist.
Mike Pence was a career politician who put not only his career and his life on the line, literally his life on the line. Yeah. And you know what Donald Trump did after Mike Pence did that? He learned his lesson. Mike Pence had no allegiance to Donald Trump before he joined his administration. He was not a Trump loyalist before this.
Pete Higgs, none of these people were Trump loyalists.
They are again.
What?
Pete Hegseth,
8 years ago?
Pete Hegseth is someone who, at Fox News, has over and over and over and over sung the praises of Donald Trump. And then you have Pam Bondi, who worked as a lawyer for Donald Trump and who fought the cases in court for the big lie, saying that the 2020 election was stolen.
So tell me,
and then you have Kash Patel.
Tell me the last president that didn't have a cabinet of people that supported him. I mean,
Joe Biden.
That'd be. So his cabinet did not support him?
Who's Joe Biden's attorney general?
Was it? I mean, I'm probably going to say something stupid. Was it Garland?
Yeah, Mayor Garland.
Okay.
What two things did he do that Joe Biden didn't want him to do?
I mean, I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Sure, I can tell you. One, he didn't prosecute Donald Trump. He slow walked the actual case against Donald Trump. And two, he prosecuted Hunter Biden. So when you say, when was the last president who didn't have a cabinet full of loyalists? The last president that we had.
So then,
and the funny that is, you talk about the fact that, like, even when you look at the nominees that Joe Biden had, there were no nominees that were looked at as threats to the security of the United States. You have Tulsi Gabbard, who is looked at as a threat to the United States and the intelligence community. You have Kash Patel.
And why is that?
Because Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset. No, she's a Russian asset.
She's a Russian asset.
She's a Russian asset.
She's a U.S. soldier. She's a career U.S. soldier.
She is a Russian asset. She is compromised. She parrots pro-Russia propaganda. Literally, not even, again, this isn't even hyperbole. She parrots pro-Russian propaganda.
Well, I wonder if that came from the Democratic Party with her when she came over from the Democratic Party.
You know why she was ostracized from the Democratic Party?
because she didn't bend the knee to them?
No. She was ostracized from the Democratic Party because she actually flew to Syria and had a private meeting and didn't disclose it and wouldn't tell the Democrats what she actually did. And then once she got back from that private meeting, then she started parroting pro-Russia propaganda. And as soon as she started parroting pro-Russia propaganda, stuff that's literally said on Russian state TV, the Democratic Party said, "You're compromised." And let me be clear, when I say she's a Russian asset, I'm not saying that, I'm not even saying, I don't know, I genuinely don't know if it's, she's paid or she's just brainwashed or whatever. But when I say a Russian asset, I'm saying that she's parroting those Russian talking points, which she absolutely is. Guys, W's in the chat for, I think it's pronounced Alita. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. Who sent a $7 donation saying, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you so much for that $7 donation. You are absolutely far too kind, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Yeah, I mean, like it's wild. It's wild because there's like, again, you can go back to Joe Biden and you can go back to his picks and the people that he put in his cabinet, but the people in his cabinet pushed back on him and held him accountable. There's no one to push back on Joe Biden. I'm sorry, on Donald Trump this time around. It's not. Howdy, partner. And the meeting was with Assad. The meeting was with Assad, who is now being housed at the Kremlin right now. After he was outed in Syria, he fled to Russia and was given protection in the Kremlin. And that's who Tulsi Gabbard was meeting with, and didn't just, thank you for the rose. That's who Tulsi Gabbard was meeting with, who she didn't disclose what the meeting was about. She didn't actually have any people in the meeting with her, and she met with him twice without actually disclosing that was what was happening. That's not concerning.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's concerning. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm reading about it now because I mean, I don't study. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't study this stuff like you do. I'm just gonna be honest. And that's
all good. Listen, guys, W's in the chat for Kelly. Kelly sent a $7.77 donation saying for doing the Lord's work. Listen, thank you so much for that donation. You are Kelly, you've been so kind this evening. I really appreciate you so much. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Anything is accepted. Everything is appreciated. Listen, I'll boil it down to this. Thank you for the cake. I'll boil it down to this because this is something that bothers me, right?
Well, when
Donald
she says
Trump,
the Lord's work, which Lord she talking about? I'm just a funny joke, but
I don't know, but that's what she said.
I know. with a lowercase L.
Yeah, I hear you. This is what it boils down to, right?
I got you.
You have Donald Trump, who has put people in power that's threatening the institutions of our country, right? Those loyalists that are willing to do and say whatever it takes to appease Donald Trump. And then you have him backed by the richest man on earth, who's trying to gut, thank you for the crown, trying to gut the United States government and get as much money out of as possible by enriching himself. And whether you think it's directly or indirectly, it's happening.
So you don't think there's any possibility that he's doing it to uncover corruption?
No. I mean, that might be like a byproduct, but no. Again, they're looking for money so they can pass this tax cut. W's in the chat for Cindy. Cindy sent a $10 donation saying, "Happy Black History Month. Your patience and truth to power is profound. and you inspire me to be a better person, ally, friend, and mother. Thank you for being you. Listen, Cindy, thank you so much for that $10 donation and even more those super kind words. You're absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for that donation, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Donald Trump, whether it be, Elon Musk, whether it be him indirectly or directly benefiting, he is. I mean, the federal government just announced that they're spending $400 million on purchasing Cybertrucks from Tesla. While Elon is out looking to cut wasteful spending. You don't think that's a problem?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a cause for concern. I mean, I don't know what are they buying the trucks for? I mean, I don't know what they're buying the trucks for. I mean, I'm the first to admit that, I mean, there's a lot of fraud. I mean, when he gets to the DOD, there's a shit ton of fraud, waste, and abuse.
That's the point, though. He's not going to get to the DOD. Like, that's that's the thing. Like, that's the mind-blowing thing. If he would have went to, you know why he won't get to the DOD? Hold on, guys. Hold tight with me 1 second. Let me try something real quick. I'm sorry. Chris, can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay, chat, can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
You sound different, so I got a feeling they don't. So someone says yes.
Okay.
Well, oh yeah, they can hear you.
I sound different to you?
Yeah, you sound different to me. It's like there's it's almost
it's muffled.
Yeah, I mean not muffled in a bad way. It's just it's clear, but it's also it's like there's completely no background noise at all. Someone says muffled. Someone says it does sound more clear. Yeah, I mean it does sound. I mean,
oh, it sounds better. Why didn't you guys tell me that the actual? So for some reason the actual connection wasn't in. I don't know why my phone was showing that it was going dead. Chat. I'm putting this on you guys. Y'all, why didn't you guys tell me? Y'all just up here let me embarrass myself. Really?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means, I don't think. But it is a lot crisper now.
I can't believe you, chat. I can't believe you, chat. Anyway, you know why he isn't gonna go after the DOD?
I don't know why, but I think you'll tell me.
Because he gets billions, literally billions of dollars from the DOD. But you do want to know, why he went after the actual organizations that he went after?
Let me guess, because he don't get paid from them.
No, that's not it. If this thing ever stops spinning, I'll show you. There's a specific reason why he went after the actual organization. Darn it. Hold on. Let's try this.
Are you talking about why he started with the USAID?
No, I want to show you something. And I'm trying to. Darn it. It's spinning. What is happening? Okay. I was trying to put something on the screen, but basically what it is the reason why Trump is going after certain industries. I don't know if you can see. There's multiple industries. I'm sorry, not Trump, but Elon Musk. There's multiple industries that Elon Musk is going after that are directly connected to investigating him and his companies. Right? So you have the actual transportation, interior, justice, agriculture, National Labor Retention Board, Equal Opportunity Commission, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Security and Exchange Commission, Defense, Federal Elections Commission, and Office of Government Ethics. All of those different departments are departments that he's directly targeted and he's trying to actually gut via Doge. And all of those actual departments is investigating either SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, X or Twitter, or Elon directly. So all of these areas that he's gutting funding from.
So USAID, because that's obviously the big one. I mean, so you're telling me that there's people in USAID that's investigating him?
Well, with USAID, he has a different reason for wanting to gut USAID or USAID, and that directly connects back to him in South Africa and the actual support that they gave to South Africa after apartheid. Like, there's a lot happening with that, and like even with Donald Trump deeming that white South Africans would get refugee status, it's a lot. That one's multi-layered.
I got you.
That one's multi-layered. But the point of what I'm saying is that it's self-serving. So anyway, listen, I got to wrap this up. Because I am over, and I've been thoroughly wrapped into this conversation. I'm over, and I got to, call it, because I'm going to be back streaming soon. So listen, I'll just say this. I'll end this with this. Again, I will say thank you for your service. Right.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. I appreciate a lot of what you do. I know sometimes y'all go back and forth pretty heated, and sometimes, a lot of that's the energy that the panel person brings off too. And I'm not gonna scream, holler, and that's not productive. I think open communication is always great. I'm open to learn. I'm open to listen, and I think more people need to get back to open communication.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And listen, I'll end with this, right? As a soldier, you take an oath to the Constitution, right?
Absolutely. And
the one thing that I will say is Donald Trump doesn't respect the Constitution. I mean, he's clearly stated that multiple times, from him violating the Constitution to him openly calling for getting rid of the Constitution. Whoever that was, Tegan, thank you so much for the subscription. You're absolutely far too kind. Him actually openly violating the Constitution and wanting to get rid of the Constitution, and now again violating the Constitution and violating the judicial branch of the government, and then consolidating power under the executive branch. I would think, as a soldier, as someone who took an oath to the Constitution, who puts his life on the line for freedom of all and for his country, like, I would think that would be concerning to you. That's
Absolutely.
Just my opinion.
And I'll be honest. Some of the things you brought up tonight, I do take heed to, and I hear you, and I'll continue. I'll research more, and it does. I'll be honest. One of the things I wasn't a huge supporter of Trump going into this election. He wasn't. There's plenty of people I'd rather had. The thing is, and one guy told me the exact same thing. He was one of his fears was that if Trump got in office, he wouldn't leave peacefully. So that was.
Well, and he didn't last time.
Correct. Absolutely.
He didn't last time, and then
there is that concern. I think there is good things that have. I think there is good things that can come from it. I think there. When I say come from it, from his. I do think he operates from a position of strength when it comes to overseas negotiations. I think there's a reason why Hamas is back down when they did about the hostage release, and we'll see what happens between now and Saturday on what happens with that. With Trump saying what he said, I mean, we'll see what happens there. I mean, that's going to be an interesting take to see. I mean, I just there's a lot going on. There's a lot back and forth, and I do think there's some aspects of the 4D chess that you mentioned. I think there's some aspects of that. I don't think it's as deep as what some of these diehard cultic people act like. I mean, it's like anybody else. The man's human. He's gonna make mistakes. He's gonna make mistakes. He's gonna do stupid shit. I mean, just like anybody else. But at the same time, I think. I mean, it's like we're all on a plane, and we can only hope the pilot does what's best for all of us, right?
No, my friend. It's like we're all on a plane, and the plane is heading directly towards the ocean. And before the plane started heading towards the ocean, we had people screaming, "Hey, maybe we should pull up." And then you have other people saying, "No, I don't think that's actually the ocean." Like that's where we are. Right. We're on a plane, and the plane is going directly towards the ocean, and people have been screaming for months and years, "Hey, this plane is going down." And you have people sitting here saying, "Well, this plane can't be going down because, it's flown by Donald Trump." Well, it's flown by Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's the cultic side that I'm not that gung ho. I'm not that dumb I would say I'm not that stupid. I guess I'm in the side that says, I feel like, maybe we'll hopefully sink but not drown, so to speak. I'm not saying he's going to do everything great. I'm not. Oh, he's the coming Messiah or anything bullcrap like that. Before you have to get off here, I'm trying to figure out how to gift this back to you, because I know it was meant for you.
Don't worry about it, friend. Pay it forward. You'll have some coins, and when you get off the panel, and just I
know it's not like a lot. It's like
no, it's all good. Like it's all good.
$3 or something.
Yeah, it's all good. Just pay it forward.
But no, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the respect. And likewise, I respect you for what you do. The platform that you have. Everybody they work. Regardless if I agree with everything, I agree a lot with more. I agree with a lot more than what most Democrats think I do. He didn't learn anything. Yeah, okay.
Don't read the chat. My chat is wicked. The chat is wicked. The chat is wicked. The chat roasts me. Yeah. But no, I'll say this. I
appreciate it.
I'll say this. I will just say,
you have to hope that we pull up before we hit the water, though, right?
I've said this a million times. Best case scenario, honestly, best case scenario, that over the next 4 years, Donald Trump and his group of cronies gut the United States for all of their resources, from all of the financial capital that they have.
You're saying this is the best case scenario?
This is the best. Okay. Gut the United States government and find way to funnel money out of the United States government into their pockets, deregulate in multiple ways so they actually continue to enrich themselves, and leaves.
The US government doesn't have any money, though.
Say it again?
The U.S. government doesn't have any money. We owe $36 trillion.
The United States government is allocating funds to multiple different places. Right, and it's not just it's not just the appropriations or whatever.
And I don't know what the debt. And I don't know what the deficit. I don't know what I know what the debt is. I don't know what the deficit is. I know the definition of it. I'm saying I don't know how much the deficit is.
Yeah. The point that I'm trying to make is, if the best case scenario is they do everything to enrich themselves before leaving, right? Like that's the best case scenario. They enrich themselves, they roll back regulations, they harm United States citizens, and they leave a mess for the next president or 2 or 3 to try to clean up. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario, King Trump. And when I tell you both of them are actually on the table, like legitimately on the table.
I mean, I agree that would be the worst. I agree that'd be the worst case scenario. I agree 100%.
And don't get me wrong, like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I want Trump. I don't want Trump to fail. I want Trump to be, I would love it if Trump ends up being one of the greatest presidents in United States history, because that would mean that he actually did something that was so beneficial to all Americans. Like I would love to eat crow and say that I was wrong. I would love to sit in front of everybody and say, you know what? I shouldn't have called him Mango Mussolini. I shouldn't have called him Mango Messiah. I should have given him the respect and seen how great he was. I would love to do that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think I think him not leaving office in 4 years is closer to being on the table than him actually turning out to be a great president. And that's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know what we could do in 3 years I don't know what he could do, what could happen in 3 years for him to be great anyway. COVID, CV, the 19 deal, really did bad. I mean, obviously, I'm a victim somewhat of that. I mean, just from, I had like I said, I'm military, I'm guard. I mean, so, I had two restaurants. So, I closed both of them down after COVID. So, that was a big thing. So, that really derailed a lot. I mean, outside of that, I think Trump had a booming economy.
Trump had Obama's economy.
Right, but it continued to rise though until 19.
That's not true. Right before C-19 started, the actual job market and economy had already started to take a dip. Well, like right before it started, it already started to the job creation market was down, and also the actual overall stock market and economy was starting to take a slight dip right before C-19. Well, anyway, listen, I got to get out here. Even my wife is messaging me on the back end like, hey, it's time to wrap it up. So,
but for every cycle, but if in the economy, there's always dips and corrections. Those things happen too. But so
all right, I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Feel free to come back. I at any time.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I gotta go. Hey, real quick, for anyone that's still watching who was a subscriber that is not a subscriber now, subscriptions are back. Subscriptions are back, baby. That means that you can resubscribe. The TikTok robbed us. Like, we were almost about 500 deep. We almost had 500 subscribers. Now today we sit at 102. We only have 102 subscribers. So if you are not a subscriber, you used to be a subscriber, please go ahead and consider resubscribing. With becoming a subscriber, you get access to the Discord, which is absolutely amazing. We have an amazing Discord that has so many different resources, so many different people. We have a lot of great fun and pass on a lot of great information. You also get access to a fast pass to come up on the panels when I have late nights with Santana. So if you are friendly and you like to come up and let your voice be heard, with a fast pass, you get access to get up on the panel ahead of other people. And also you get access to a bunch of really cool emotes, like a ton of really cool emotes. And last but not least, I have a major announcement coming. And I'm going to drop that announcement in the Discord first for subscribers only before that comes out to the public. So if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and actually resubscribe You can grab a subscription now while I'm live. Also, in order to get back into the Discord, all you have to do is go through your benefits. If you click on the star and go through your benefits, it'll give you the link so you can get into the Discord. You go through that whole process. But if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and resubscribe. If you are a subscriber and you actually like it or love it here, consider sending out a subscription to someone. We're trying to get our subscriptions back up, so we want to get it up to back up to where we were. But again, there's so much coming, and I'm so excited about it. Anywho, guys, I'm gonna call it because soon I'm gonna take a nap. All right, I'm not even going to sleep. I'm gonna take a nap, and I am going to actually I'm gonna be streaming again pretty soon. And next time you guys see me live, I'm not gonna be debating. I'm gonna be playing video games. I'm gonna be playing the new Elden Ring game, Night Rain. I was selected as one of the people to actually test out the server for the new game, and I will be streaming that game live. I'll be streaming on TikTok. I'll be streaming on Twitch. I'll be streaming on YouTube. So one, make sure you follow me on all the socials, right? Blue Sky, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. Follow me on all the socials. And over these next 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be streaming at multiple times. It might be a little bit of a weird time, but I will be streaming at multiple times. And I also have something kind of cool that I'm going to roll out. So if you are watching, you might actually get an opportunity to partake in that cool thing as well. But again, I will be streaming as I'm playing the new Elden Ring game. So if you are a video game fan, if you're an Elden Ring fan, if you're a Santana fan, if you want to see me do something that you've never seen me do before, even if you just like to watch me be frustrated, right? Because I tend to get, the reason why I've never wanted to actually stream a video game is because I get frustrated when I game. I absolutely get frustrated while I game, and my face is just like the facial expressions, and I'm just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So if you want to enjoy that, it'll be different. Make sure you stop in and see me. Anyway, guys, yeah, thank you. Let's go ahead and hit this outro.
Emotional stability.
Can you guys hear the outro?
I deserve it all.
Can you guys actually hear that? Okay, cool.
I deserve it all.
Anyway, guys, I love you so much. I love you all. Guess what? You all are awesome. You all are awesome. Thank you for all the taps, the likes, the shares, the subs, the donations. Thank you all for being amazing. Christian, thank you for teaching me the thing about the watermelons. Free Palestine until it's backwards. Thank you all. I love you all. I'll see you all later. And as always, peace.